Would you like to see football wherever you are in the world?
With NordVPN, you can get premium protection online and set your location so you never miss a minute of the content you usually enjoy.
Go to nordvpn.com/TSUW to get 72% off a 2-year plan plus 3 additional months absolutely free.
Welcome to the Sheffield United Way. My name is Hal, and we have got a game, hopefully, that we're actually going to be able to enjoy that's on Sky TV. There's been far too many of these ladies and gentlemen that have been absolute dross. The games on TV have not been good. Let's hope we can change the story today. Sheffield United versus the old Millwall. Great to have you in wherever you are from around the world. Do let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Now, it's not just me tonight. I do have Bobby in the background becoming Bobby in the foreground. Here he is, the man himself, or should I say, boy becoming man. What do you prefer?
Yeah, I mean, I think man, because that makes me sound strong.
But when I got you your ticket for that game against Derby County, you were a child.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But it's my birthday on the 27th, so it's coming up soon. So I expect a lot of happy birthdays on my Twitter. You can follow me at Bobby Noakes. Yeah, no, I'm joking. It's fine.
Get that in. No, get that in early. Get that in. Get some
you know what? Yeah,
today.
we'll do that.
Why not? Right, 7:45 kickoff. The referee for this encounter is Matthew Donoghue, a referee who took charge of our 4-0 hammering at West Bromwich Albion when Bobby was very much in the background that day. I did that game with Nick. Let's take a quick look, first of all, for this kickoff at the home team news. Bobby, talk us through the Blades lineup.
Yeah, so in goal, we've got Robin Olsen. I think he's made a positive start to his Blades career. I think so. I mean, like you say, Hal, I mean, where's Fotheringham? Could he be Sweden's number one?
If he was Swedish. I mean, you and I were talking about that game that we were at. The last one that we were both at together was that Derby game. And at the end, he got a lot of praise, Olsen, for a save he never made.
Yeah, exactly. It came off John Egan's toe. But, you know, these things happen. We've got Jayden Bogle at right back with the injured George Baldock still out. We've got Egan and Davis at centre back. We've got Ender Stevens at left back. Conor Hurahan comes in at centre mid. I think I would have preferred 𝐍𝐸𝐸. I don't know what you're thinking, Hal.
Yeah, I mean, Adlen 𝐍𝐸𝐸, as you know, his brother and I are like bezies now because we chatted twice on Instagram. So, it would have been it would have been interesting. I think you don't get bullied when you play 𝐍𝐸𝐸 in the middle. So, yeah, let us know in the comments if you'd like to have seen any changes to this lineup. I'll let you carry on, Bobby.
Definitely. To the left of him, we've got Flekke. You like the accent?
No,
I think I did all right there. No. Okay, right. Never mind. And we've got a three behind, of course, Billy Sharp. We've got Gibbs White. We've got McGoldrick coming in after his goal and assist. I mean, it was the Didsey show, wasn't it? And then Osborne out wide, Mr. Consistent. On the bench, we've got Liga 1 Nawez. We've got Basham. We've got McBurney Powell. We've got Moosegg. We've got Norwood. We've got Jackie Longthrow. And finally, Iliman Ndiaye.
Iliman Ndiaye, he is there, and thank you very much for doing that graphic at very short notice, Bobby. We are not alone. We also have Robert joining us from, I'm going to assume, Ohio.
Yep, still in Ohio. A few more months before we move. So,
well, where are you moving to?
New Jersey. So, like a little bit closer to you guys, but still quite a ways away.
Yeah, you'd be a little bit closer if you were moving to Jersey. True. New Jersey, the home of The Sopranos.
There you go. Yeah, with some remake, I think, coming soon. I don't know.
Oh, the prequel, the Many Saints of Newark. Yeah, they have not sponsored this program, but NordVPN have, so you know what to do. Hello, Snappy from Houston, Texas. Yeehaw! Robert, before we get to our Millwall team, you've just had a look at that wonderfully made Bobby in the background, now foreground graphic. Tell us what your thoughts are initially, having seen that Blades 11.
Yeah, well, I love the addition of David McGoldrick. He changed the game on Saturday. literally being subbed on in the 77th. And from there, we go on and win 2-1. So you can't not start him. And the fact that we can keep Gibbs-White and Osborne in the team, as well as Billy Sharp, just makes me happy that we have that kind of a formation and Slav's willing to play the players that are playing well. And nothing against 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐶. I think he is good. He has the talent. He's going to be up there, at the end of the season, probably be a regular starter as long as that fitness stays good. But I do like including McGoldrick. The rest of the team kind of plays itself out. Howerhand, we'll see how he does. But it's not going to be, too drastic in the midfield, I don't think.
Well done on the award, lads. Myself, Bobby, and Nick, delighted to win that. Robert, you haven't actually mentioned the award yet, so a bit rude.
I tweeted out, I shared, I've done everything.
I meant on
like
here.
every picture.
You've been very supportive, and you're great that you actually joined us on these as well. I kid, of course. 7:45 p.m. kickoff. It's on Sky Sports Red Button. No idea what it's on for you, Robert. It won't be that. It's probably, Fox Sport 12. We will have, of course, this watch along, which will be keeping you updated. If you've never watched a watch along before, it's basically an alternative biased Blades commentary. So that is the way to do it. Now, the team news for the Blades we have given you. Bobby, I want you, as I put the team along the bottom for Millwall, just to tell me as much as you possibly know, I'm putting you on the spot, about the old Millwall.
The old Millwall, they play at the Den. I know that. They're in London. They're in South London, Bermondsey, to be exact. I don't actually think they're originally from Bermondsey. I think they're from... I think the Millwall area is actually like the Isle of Dogs, like the.
Do I?
Up now.
I don't know at all.
Right, it's the. I think it's the Canary Wharf area. I don't really know London.
Doing better than me. I'll tell you what, and you, Robert. I'm sure.
I mean, other than that, obviously they're notoriously known for their hooliganism. But I mean, other than that that's all I've got really.
Joel always thought that Bobby was bald and about 40 years old. I'll tell you one thing, he is never going to be bald. Look at that head of hair. But one day he will hopefully reach 40. Today, of course, Bobby is not that age, but he is a personal best. He is a PB of the oldest he's ever been today. So I can tell you the Blades have won 6, drawn 2, and lost 1 of their last 9 Tuesday night league games at Bramall Lane. Now, that I always think is the kind of useless stat that means nothing. No 0-0s in the previous 57 previous meetings with Millwall. So that also bodes well for our watch along. The team for Millwall today, and Bobby will give you some stats and stuff after this. It is a 3-4-3. 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐶𝐸 in goal, the former Ipswich keeper. Ballard, Hutchinson, and Jake Cooper, very dangerous defender. Those 3 across the back. Then your midfield 4, Ryan Leonard, Evans, Saville, and Malone. Or is it Maloney?
I couldn't tell you.
Bobby, you're always the one correcting me, and you don't know.
Yeah, I know, but this one we're going to have to pass.
All right. Jay Wallace, Bradshaw, the former Barnsley striker, and Ojo up top. Bobby, give me some stats, and also point us in the direction of where people can find stats and stuff.
Stats and stuff. Well, yeah, let's start with that. Stats and stuff, or also known as Stat Attack, can be found on our Instagram and on our Twitter, literally every single game. We'll just go through some Millwall stats. Their top scorer is Jed Wallace with 4 goals. Just behind him is, I think, what's his name? I think it's Murray Wallace. So
yeah, Murray Wallace.
Both Wallaces are up there. They've only won 2 of their last 5 games. Their last match was a 2-0 defeat at home to Luton. More on that later. They're currently sat 14th in the Championship. They have 4 home wins. The nickname is the Lions. They've won 1 of their last 5 meetings with the Blades. So, that bodes well, really. And, yeah, we've had a few plays for both, as you saw in the preview. Paul Eiffel, Mark Beard, Ryan Leonard, Bruce Dyer. Can you think of any more?
George Long. Carlos Saba would be another one.
Not a good one.
You went to all the effort, so... I feel like putting them on screen is the least I can do. Paul Eiffel, a wonderful right-footed, attack-minded winger. Martin Wolford. Robert, you'll remember Martin Wolford. Not the most successful time at the Lane.
Of course, yeah. A little bit before my time, but you know.
Well, you'll remember him because, of course, you watched the interview with him.
There you go.
Nick Montgomery, an absolute legend and also a friend of the channel. And as we've already mentioned, he's playing tonight. Ryan Leonard, likely to actually be wide right, which is certainly a position he never really occupied for the Blades because, of course, we never played with wingers in the time that he was at the lane. We did well to kind of recoup our cash for him as well. So, Robert, you've heard what Bobby's just said there. Bobby's going to share some more in a moment, but your initial thoughts on this game and how you see it playing out, Robert?
It's going to be about momentum, taking what we've done the last couple games, barring the result against, or even, the performance against Bournemouth, result aside, we have played well. We have to continue that momentum, keep pushing forward. We played really well, a good string of games after the last international break. We need to do the same this time around. And Millwall is a team that we can do that against.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Bobby, I was surprised to see Millwall lose at home 2-0 to a team that I have tipped to do well this season, admittedly, the Hatters of Luton.
Yeah, you're well known in the area, aren't you, as well?
I am infamous, I think. I wanted to be famous, but...
I don't think famous was the right word, was it?
No, they hate me. Yeah, so what did you make of that game? Because I know you've been looking into it.
Yeah, so Luton at home, they lost 2-0. It was the Lions' first league loss since the 21st of August. They were 7 unbeaten going into that fixture. Luton scored their opener through Harry Cornick, a poor Jake Cooper header, who you mentioned how was a dangerous defender. Poor Jake Cooper header from a Luton long ball led to Luton's opener. Nice little counter-attack, and Harry Cornick slotted it home. Cornick got his brace after the break in the 53rd minute as Luton won a midfield battle out wide by Pelly, Roddick and Panzu. I always thought he's a class player.
Great name.
And great name. Luton goalkeeper Sluga saved a quite a fantastic free kick, actually, watching it from top scorer Jed Wallace, and again saved a penalty as well from Jed Wallace from a kind of the similar handball to the Derby game, Curtis Davis, like the kind of hand of God type thing that happened, and a penalty was awarded. Jed Wallace actually took it quite well, but Sluga saved it, they lost the game 2-0. They recorded more possession, 58% of the ball. They had 13 shots, 5 on target, and the fans are unsure with this 3-4-3 formation. I don't really know why they've put Ryan Leonard out wide. He doesn't really strike me as a wide midfielder. And I think, I don't know, it's a weird one because I never thought Gary Rowett was a tactical manager like that. I don't know what you two think, but that's what
he never struck me as one that was a tactical manager. You're right. Ryan Leonard was brought in at United to be a sort of defensive midfielder and was competing and playing that Paul Coots role. So yeah, to see him playing out wide right, very, very strange. Robert, for you, just give us a rough idea of how difficult it is for someone in the United States who is a Blade to follow the team and try and keep up with the opposition, these kind of teams that you've never seen in the top flight, now that we are no longer in the Premier League where it is wall-to-wall coverage in America.
Yeah, so, Premier League, every game you can get access to, pretty cheaply. But yeah, anything lower than that, even a lot of the other like big European leagues, it's hard to get the coverage frequently. But it's been a fun experience, definitely for me, learning a lot of these teams. I've played Football Manager, so I'm familiar with the teams and kind of where they all lay out in the traditional table. But when you have lower teams like Peterborough, who have come up this year, playing them, I'm like, oh, I never thought we'd be playing them. But it's been fun, definitely tricky. Hearing a lot of manager names, I'm like, okay, that's what my homework's going to be this next week is I'm going to get a quiz question or something on, okay, how's this guy? How's that guy? And yeah, it's been interesting for sure.
Yeah. For us, of course, a lot of the managers we remember seeing them play, like Gary Rowett, a good right back in his day. I I want to shout out all of those that voted for us at the Football Content Awards, which happened last Thursday. We were nominated in 4 categories: Best in Video, Best Podcast, Best Club Content Creator, and Best Content Creator. We won 2 of them, which was the most wins on the evening for anyone. We got Best Podcast and Best Club Content Creator. So if you haven't yet checked out our audio podcast, it does exist, despite what several people have said. Do check it out. It's podcasts with former and current players, and we'd really love your feedback on that, particularly if you get it via Apple, because we've only got 3 solitary reviews on there, despite it being the best podcast in the Football League, and that's now official. So it would be great if you could write a 5-star review if you have got Apple iTunes. I don't. I'm an Android person, so over to you people that do. Also help us on YouTube to get to 15k subscribers for officially the best Sheffield United fan-created content. Do subscribe if you haven't yet. It'd be wonderful to do that at Sheffield United Way on the YouTube channel. Podcast with former and current players, fans forums, watch-alongs. Subscribe. It's free. We're on the mission and the march to 15k. And a massive shout out as well to our members. Now we're going to start bringing, in fact, very soon, exclusive members only early access, which I think Nick tried to say slightly less successfully yesterday on the preview. If you want to get the interviews we do with the players before anyone else, make sure you're a member. And we're now talking a long time before anyone else, days rather than hours. So it works to be a member. There will also, when we get to a certain number of members, be members-only content, which will never be released to the filthy unwashed. So if you want to be a member, if you're on YouTube, where it says subscribe, right next to that, there's a join option. Hit join. It is a load of options to what you can choose. There's the sort of the bronze option, the silver option, and I believe, Bobby, that Nick put the gold option at something ridiculous.
I don't know the exact amount. It's like 5k or something? Something stupid like that.
He put it at 5k a month. So, I mean, hey, there are some wealthy Blades fans out there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if it was his OnlyFans, that's me. I'm subscribing straight away. Click, click, click. But
absolutely,
I don't know about the YouTube channel, unfortunately.
The channel you're literally on right now.
Yeah, well, I know, true. Yeah.
Okay. No, you shouldn't, but it's out there now. Now, last time out against Millwall, we've got to go back to a day that many Blades remember, left us with our heads in our hands, a bit of a sour taste. The 13th of April 2019, Millwall scored an injury time equaliser just minutes after missing a penalty in which United had John Egan sent off. That was in the 85th minute. Gary Medine's goal, you remember him, looked to have been ideal. It would have been enough, but we mentioned him already. Jake Cooper earned Millwall a late 94th minute point, and for me, it was absolutely a devastating one. I thought at that time that promotion wasn't going to happen. That day, we had a few Blades that are still at the club. Basham, Egan, O'Connell, Norwood, Fleck, Stevens, Sharp and McGoldrick all started that match. No one on the bench that's still around. The bench was Dowell, Hogan, Medine, Coots, Stearman, Moore, Craney. Craney, though, bit of a legend, as I think we all recognise and know. And I was just looking at the Millwall team that day to see how similar that is. They've also changed tremendously. Leonard, though, on that day, Bobby, was playing where we expected him in a defensive midfield role.
Yeah, I was going to say. See how he does out wide tonight.
Well, if he's really playing there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know, do we? And I assume you've got that from BBC Sport, and they're not always that reliable. So we'll see.
Well, Robert, you've seen it as well as we have, I'm sure. You get the Blades team, and it's never the right formation.
I saw one time, I think Fleck was at striker, and it was 4 at the back when we clearly had 5 based on the it was something ridiculous. I'm like, what do you guys even watch the games?
Yeah, we've seen a few of those. Sky have been some of the worst culprits, but BBC seem to default put us into the 4-4-2 category. Now, do let us know in the comments whereabouts in the world you are watching from. Let's give a shout out to Statman Adam, who's just got back from his 5-star resort holiday, of which he takes at least once a month. I don't know. I need to be doing what he's doing for a living. So he'll, I'm sure, populate us with with stats as the evening goes on at AdamBlade83 if you want to follow the official statman of the Sheffield United way when he can be bothered or remember, or more importantly, Adam, proofread his tweets. They're sometimes worth following. Shout to Scott Kelly, a California Blade. What a beautiful part of the world. You know what they say about California, Robert?
They say a lot about California, so I'm curious what you think they say about California.
It's the city. It's no Los Angeles. It's the state. I was going to say county. It's the state
county.
It's the county that never rains. It never rains in California, isn't that right? Never ever rains.
Southern California, I think is how the song goes. But yeah,
we're quibbling over details here. I've got a friend who was in San Diego who said that their windscreen would be constantly like smeared with like a fine dust, and it never rained to actually clear it.
Yeah. I just visited like a month or two ago, so it was hot, it was warm,
hot and dusty.
Yeah.
All right. If you just tuned in, I wouldn't be disappointed if you just tuned straight out again. So we have, if you are just joining us, a chance to look at the team news for the Blades. Let's start with that, Bobby. Let's give our formation on screen, which we believe is actually correct for today. Robin Olsen in goal, Jayden Bogle playing on the right back position. Bobby, I guess for you, a little bit disappointed because you are a personal family friend of the Bulldogs.
Yes, the Bulldogs. I think we all know my relation to the Bulldogs. I think it's well documented now.
It's well documented.
Shall I explain again?
I don't even think it needs explaining. Just know
it really doesn't, does it?
Bobby knows the Bulldogs very well. We've got John Egan and Ben Davis playing together at the back with Ender Stevens. And with that, Robert, I'm going to ask you, do you have a favourite song for any of the current crop?
Ooh, I love the Billy Sharp song. It's great. I think that's got to be my favorite, hands down.
Yeah, not the Billy Sharp, Billy Sharp. Steve York, Sunshine State was the phrase I was groping for unsuccessfully. Thank you very much. The match is on Sky Sports Football Red Button, which will be available at 7:40. We'll be doing the watch along using that. In the middle, on the left-hand side of the two, is Fleck. Then there's Connor. Robert, how do you say it?
Howrahan.
Correctamundo, dude. Then we've got Gibbs White on the right. That's not easy to say quickly. Also, Ben Osborne on the left, who I said didn't have a great game in the previous match. Got a lot of stick for that. And then playing, we believe, in the hole, the McGoldrick in the hole. My favourite food, by the way, toad in the hole, but that's rather unrelated. And up front, Billy Sharp. Robert, I'm going to come back to you. Do you know what toad in the hole is?
No. I have no idea.
Bobby?
Vaguely.
Wow. Am I talking to two people who don't actually know what toad in the hole is?
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, right.
It wouldn't be my first... Like, if I saw it on a menu, it wouldn't be...
You'd say, I don't know what it is.
Oh, so it's a food.
It's a food.
Normally on a menu, you get like a little description of what it is.
True. Unless it's a really fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have the price.
They just assume that you know everything about life.
Well, red button, by the way. Coverage starts at 7:40. Yeah. You can now press the button, so hopefully you have. Bobby.
I've just pressed that button.
Good. Toad in the hole is like Yorkshire puddings with sausages.
I thought so.
Right, you're a disgrace. Both. Actually, no, you're not, Robert, because you're from America, where I'd imagine that wouldn't even be eaten. In fact, Robert, I am genuinely interested. What are biscuits?
So in America, a biscuit is not a sweet cookie like treat. We'd call those cookies, but in fact is more of a like flaky, round, bready dope thing. I don't know, like if there is a like biscuits and gravy, like biscuit sandwiches. I don't know, like
biscuit sandwiches. Now that sounds incredible, because I could have a hobnob between two slices of bread, no danger.
Jeez,
I'm not sure what the like equivalency is for.
See, when I think of a biscuit sandwich, my brain goes to like Oreos, and like they do the ice cream things now. That's where my head goes. By the way, shout out to Statsman Adam, because he's pointed out the fact that the Mighty Brackley are playing tonight. We did take 5. I'm not one of them, but anyway.
Yeah, you could have won anything tonight, Bobby.
Yeah. I could have, but
that blade scarf I gave you, that would have been. I mean, not just that. Well, let's go through the Millwall team for those just joining. 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐍 in goal. Ballard, Hutchinson, and Cooper, your back 3. There's 4 across the middle. Leonard, Evans, Saville, and Malone. Up front, we believe, is Bradshaw, the former Barnsley striker, and Jed Wallace and Ojo playing just off him. Jed Wallace, we've cited already, Bobby, as the danger man. Steve York, by the way, with the greasy digestive butty, which sounds absolutely fantastic. Don't forget to let us know whereabouts in the world you are joining us from. If you have just tuned in for the first time, Robert is here from Ohio, but very soon is going to be moving to New Jersey. We've got all this information earlier. And Bobby in the background is Bobby in the foreground throughout the entirety of this watch along, because I wanted some assistance. There are screenshots at the moment on the screen, and they're shots of beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. I've got to say, I mean, we're only 4 minutes away from kickoff. I'm assuming these shots we're seeing were taken earlier, because that looks incredibly sparse for a crowd tonight.
It looks, I don't know. I don't want to say disappointing, because, I mean, there's obviously people there, but I don't know. It could be more full.
It could be.
I can't even see any Millwall fans. Where are the Millwall fans?
Well, they're just off to the left, and I'm blaming the camera angle rather than them for that. I remember going to Bramall Lane on a Tuesday night game against Millwall and getting hit around the head with a chair when I came out, because I was in the Bramall Lane upper, and then you, as you know, Bobby, when you come down from the Bramall Lane upper, you're in amongst the away fans. And then
I was going to ask you that question: is there many? Is there much trouble there?
I've seen a bit, over the years. Yeah, Robert, you got all that to look forward to.
Yeah, someday I will be there. I will.
Well, when you are, it'd be fabulous to obviously link up and meet you in person. But do you have plans in terms of like a year, like this year or next year? I am going to come to Sheffield.
So, not this year, or this upcoming year, because we're moving. Got a couple small trips, family stuff planned, but I'm hoping 2023. It's a clean slate, open docket for lots of planning. Fingers crossed that we can make it out there. So.
All right. So before you leave us, Robert, what league are Sheffield United in 2023?
Given that we're going to have promotion this year, and then we're going to stay up next year, we'll be in the Premier League.
Okay, the Premier League, or the Premier League, as Robert says. What else do they say? The EPL in America as well. We love you guys, and the fact that you support from across the pond. Robert could have chosen any team. Remember that, and he chose the worst one. So respect. Absolutely. There it is. I'm not going to do that Burnley player sort of just.
Oh yeah.
Cornet, I think it was that guy.
Yeah, Cornet, the new Burnley, yeah.
Very corny. Robert, we will hopefully speak to you again at half time, but as this game is about to kick off, we will love you and leave you, because you'll be massively in a delay on Fox Sport 14. So thank you very much for sharing today, my friend. That's what she said. Cheers, Robert. All right, we're looking forward to this one. Thanks for all of you letting us know whereabouts you are. European Super League says Keep Peak is where we'll be in 2023. There's a part of me that really wanted that Super League to happen, because obviously Sheffield United wouldn't have been involved. So it'd have been, we were still in the Premier League when the talk of this was happening, Bobby. Don't give me that look. And I felt like there'd have been no relegation that season. And then there'd have been the big boys would have been out. And it might have been a chance to see Sheffield United win the Premier League in my lifetime.
That is true. I do get that. But then, I mean, who else would have been in there? I mean, there would have been some decent teams.
You'd have your Leeds. You'd have your Burnleys.
Your Leeds, your Burnleys. Yeah, what would Newcastle be like with all this money now? You know what I mean?
Well, maybe they wouldn't have got taken over if they weren't in the European Super League. Many questions without answers.
If buts or maybes.
Indeed. And at the moment, we can see the butts of the Millwall players as they walk out and they're about to turn around. And for some reason, they all line up, don't they? I don't really get this. The match at the moment, if you want to watch it in the UK, is on Sky Sports Football. and you need to have the red button option. So you press the red button, it's now active, and the game is about to kick off. We do have a referee today in yellow of Matthew Donoghue, the referee that took charge of our 4-0 hammering at the Hawthorns earlier on, also on TV. I think we really need to have a much better performance on a Sky game. Now, before we get into this game, let me know in the comments your score prediction. I'm saying 3-1 to the Blades. Ben Osborne hat-trick. Bobby, what are you going with?
Right, so obviously I play, I don't know if you know it, Super 6. Do you know Super 6?
Yes.
We like predict results
Familiar.
and stuff. Yes. So the Blades are on there tonight, and I also put 3-1.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think maybe, you know what? I'm feeling an Ender Stevens goal tonight. I don't know why. Just feeling it.
Well, he nearly scored in the previous match. He's already got one goal to his name this season against Southampton, I want to say, in the Cup. I was at that game. Yes. So let us know in the comments your score predictions. This game, if you are just joining us, we're going to do the watch-along for. Now, the watch-along isn't the game broadcast here. We could do that. We have the ability to do it. We're legally not allowed. So we have to just do alternative bias Blades commentary. We have Millwall in a, what would you describe that blue as, Bobby?
I looked at it earlier. It's a bit more turquoisey, I think.
Turquoise. I'm going
than it
turquoisey.
looks on the TV.
I'll say it's a lighter blue anyway. It really is interesting that Millwall wear blue at home and blue away.
Yeah, Adam just pointed it out.
Which blew me away.
It's their blue is so dark. I think
you're basically about to say it's almost black, aren't you?
Yeah, I was,
which
but
is wrong.
It just isn't. It just isn't, is it?
Totally different colour. Yeah. Millwall's home kit is like being blind, but their away kit is like looking at the sky. For United, obviously we're in our home kit today. If you follow the NFL, it's not always the case. For example, the Green Bay Packers went to the Chicago Bears, and the Bears wore their away kit. You very rarely see that in a game of football in this country. Thanks for all of you getting in touch with your score predictions. I don't think we have a single Millwall fan watching us for the watch along because we've not had any Millwall predicted victories unless they're expecting nothing more than a draw. We have Kickoff. Gary Drawit is what the Millwall fans call Gary Rowett. You have put Kickoff very early for me. No, it doesn't work at all.
Oh, really?
Right, I'm going to say that I am on exactly 15 seconds.
Oh, I'm on 20.
I don't even know how that's happened. This is the problem with red button, but we'll try and
I don't know if I can pause. Can I pause it?
No, you can't. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. So what we'll do is I'll come back out and go in again, but we'll give you regular time checks. The slightly annoying thing is you can, if you're watching us, pause YouTube. You can pause Twitch. You can pause Facebook. We're on all of those. The problem with the red button is you can't. Nick is at the game. He will be doing his match reaction when he gets home. He doesn't live far away from Bramble Lane at all. I've driven from his house several times, so it won't be a late one. We'll be with you right until the conclusion of this game. It is 0-0, as you can see on screen here, and we're at 50. Yes? Yes.
I'm a minute. I'm 10 seconds ahead of you, so...
I mean, honestly. Don't worry. I'm going to figure this out.
These days, eh?
It's the internet, and that's what we're blaming.
Yep.
Talk us through it, Bobby. I'm going to reload.
Yeah, it's out wide with Bogle at the moment. Just both teams kind of settling into the game. There's not been much action, really. Blades have had more possession. It's at Robin Olsen's feet now.
I'm at 129. How's that?
120. You know what that'll do? I'm on 132. So
all right, we're there or thereabouts. So if you are just joining us, let's call it 137. If you are just joining us, and let's call the whole thing off. So hopefully we'll all be roughly in the same position as Millwall look to force the first meaningful attack of the game with the ball crossed in, and that's going to be not given. Obviously, flag must have been.
That? Have you seen the scoreboard? What is that
score is saying that we've scored 2. I think whoever is controlling the score on Sky has just sneezed at the inopportune moment because they just said the Blades have scored 2. I promise you they haven't. That was offside, and Millwall have not scored the opening goal. But I've got to say, I was a bit worried with the way that Robin Olsen handled that cross-come shot.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a bit dodgy, wasn't it? But I don't know.
Very much so.
We have pointed out his kind of shot stopping, haven't we? Because It was at that derby game that we went to together, where there was a Tom Lawrence shot on the edge of the box, and he parried it, but it wasn't convincing.
I almost felt like he tried to take it and spilled it, and then got it at the second attempt. I need to see it again. It's always hard when you're in that Bramall Lane upper and it's right below you. But here's a chance for Mill to break. They're playing that ball neatly through the middle. Early possession has been with Millwall, but it's overplayed, and Robin Olsen will decide to keep this in. One thing we have noticed, Bobby, is that what they really like to do, the Blades now, is kick the ball from the back to the defenders rather than launch it long. It's not quite the sweeper keeper role, because I don't think Robin Olsen likes to come that far out, but he does like to play the ball out with his feet. And for me, it gets me very nervous.
Yeah, I know, it's a bit risky, because I was seeing him playing that ball there, and he was right on his line. Like, I don't know why he's so far, like so deep in his hot. What was I going to say? Deep in his box. That's it.
Box is the word. It's 3 letters. It's difficult.
Yeah, I was going to say deep in his goal, but he's not in the goal. I was going to say deep in the half, but it's not really his half, is it? So
it's deep in the hole. We're back to Toad in the hole again. Didsey takes a poor touch.
Totally.
Millwall had an opportunity there to try and force an issue as well, but it's rolled out for a throw-in. It will be to the away side, who have seemingly had a lot more of the ball. It's just around halfway. We're at 3:50. If you are just joining us, hopefully. I mean, I don't know if everyone's on the same time as us, but we're doing our very best. Have I upgraded the mileage of my car? Honestly,
that is a good question.
It's a great question, Ashley. No, the PCP situation is a disaster. That's a switch ball looking
in the absolute mud.
The PCP is in the mud, yeah. We have a chance now for the Blades to break, the first real opportunity of the game. Can they string a few nice, neat passes together? I'm slightly disappointed not to see 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐻𝐍 playing today. I was with my nephews earlier, and we were watching online on YouTube. There are a number of clips of 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐻𝐍 when he was a little boy. His dad filmed them learning how to be a professional footballer. His dad's basically taught him all his life. They're really, really good videos. He had amazing skill at the age of 8. I've been showing my nephew, Theo, all of these, not so much Rafe, he's not interested, but Theo's been watching them and has been trying to emulate. And maybe he'll be the next 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐻𝐍 as we approach the 5-minute mark, and Millwall at halfway, looking to try and string a few passes together. But the industrious Ben Osborne, who apparently was called the industrious Ben Osborne on BBC Stoke, so someone's been watching these, he's going to keep that ball, and it's just passed around the back. Ben Davis, I do like his longer range of passing, finds David McGoldrick, and Osborne will keep this alive as he plays in Ender Stevens slightly behind him, and Ender can just keep that out from, keep that in from going out for a throw-in, and it's back with all the left footers. So John Fleck will send it back to Ender Stevens, and Didsey leaves that one on purpose for Ben Osborne, who's managed to make his way into the box. This is nice, attractive passing football, but that final ball does elude the Blades, and Millwall can clear. Bobby, what have you made of the first 5 minutes?
Yeah, I think it's been Sheffield United's with possession-wise, but they haven't really done much with it. Millwall kind of just, I don't want to say they're sitting back, but I don't know. They're quite happy to let the Blades play, aren't they?
They seem to be. I also think that a lot of teams will have a game plan that is exactly that. Let the Blades have possession, because they know that United aren't always that clinical in the final third, and try and hit the home team on the break. You know, something about Sheffield United has always been, for me, why we've often done well, particularly in cup games against big teams, is we are great at hitting other teams on the break. And I sometimes feel like if we go a goal down, I said this on the preview before Stoke, if we go a goal down, nothing changes, because we just keep playing the same way. And the changes that we saw from 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐻𝐍 Ivanovic really did make a difference in that previous game, but we carried on playing the exact same way. More possession, more possession, more possession, but it wasn't possession for possession's sake in the final few minutes. Now, Millwall, here we are on 6:30, looking to come forward on this right-hand side. Slight danger. A lot of Blades' bodies are back to block any last-ditch attempt to work that ball into the box. There's quite a lot of activity now on that left-hand side as Maloney will try, or Malone, we're still not sure. I think it's Maloney. Am I going with Maloney?
I don't really know, to be honest. I think
Malone.
I don't know. I think we go with Maloney.
Malone. Actually, I've changed my mind.
Feeling.
No, I think Sean Maloney, who played for Celtic, spelt it slightly differently. So I'm saying Malone, and they have won from that left-hand side attack we were talking about, a corner in the 8th minute, and it's going to be the first corner of the game. Millwall will take this. So we're at the Kop end, and it's on that left-hand side. It's going to be an outswinger. you would assume, and it is, with that right foot. It's not a bad one either. They were looking for Jake Cooper. It's going to drop in the box with a long-range distance shot, which goes wide, and Robin Olsen was never truly troubled as that shot cannons off the advertising hoarding. And again, Olsen looks for that short clearance.
Short clearance, short pass. I don't really know what to call it. I don't know. He does look for it all the time though. And I mean, if you think about it, Sean Hutchinson, Jake Cooper, Daniel Ballard, they're probably all going to win a header over Billy Sharp and David McGoldrick, aren't they? So it probably is the smart move. Yeah,
and you keep possession that way. When you play a long goal kick, it can go absolutely anywhere. Now, the industrious Ben Osborne's fouled his man. That's going to be a free kick. He just doesn't really have a trick, Ben Osborne. I think perhaps growing up playing that defensive midfield role rather than being an out-and-out left winger is possibly the reason for that, Bobby.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It's a weird one. It is a weird one because he's just industrious. That is literally what he is.
He is. He's constantly busy. He gives 100% every game. I've got to say, though, it's sometimes frustrating when you do think he's not like that player like in his prime on the left-hand side, Michael Tongue. And I saw Michael Tongue rip Millwall specifically apart on a Tuesday night game. Now, here's a chance for Millwall on their own left-hand side. Dangerous ball into the box, but it is blocked by Jayden Bogle. And in the Premier League, you'd be worried about seeing that for VAR, wouldn't you?
Yeah, true. I know. I was going to say it's a dodgy ball. It's a dangerous ball that can
it can catch you out because
exactly. It can make these things happen.
His hands were down by his side, but you just never know with these modern day referees. I mean, there's no way it did hit his hands, but like I say, you just never know. And Millwall now keeping that ball alive in that left hand side by the corner flag. They're not letting up. It's a constant wave down the left hand side at the moment with Cooper, Malone, and Ojo. Those are the three on that side. They're going to try and make things happen. They're also about keeping possession. They've played it all the way back now to 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐸𝐍.
I think Ryan Leonard is actually in that wide right.
He is number 18.
You predicted number 18. That's him.
Absolutely. Previously a defensive midfielder. Last time he came to the lane to play for Millwall in 2019, he was playing in that role, just protecting what was then a back four. They've since transformed their formation under Gary Drawit to a 3-4-3, and that is what we're seeing at the moment. I'm slightly surprised, though, Bobby, that with the fact that the Blades have been accused of not being very physical, they've gone with Bradshaw up top rather than Matt Smith.
Yeah, I know, but recently they've been playing Benicofobia up top, so I mean they've got options up front. I was just going to say at that right midfield, right wing back spot, whatever you want to call it. Oh my God.
Unreal goal. Millwall have just scored from that right-hand side that Bobby was alluding to. It's not a shot, it's a cross, and it's an absolute howler. To let that one in,
God.
Robin Olsen will not want to see that again. We talked about how he's pinned to his line. On that occasion, he wasn't, although I still think he could have done better, but he wouldn't have expected, as no one would, that shot to go in because it wasn't a shot. Bobby, break it down for me.
I mean, I don't even know what happened there. It came out on the right. I presume I don't know who actually was it. Do you know?
Good question. Well presented. We'll get an update on that in a second. I don't know the Millwall team well enough. I know it wasn't Ryan Leonard, but whoever it was on the right hand side.
I think it was Jed Wallace.
The top scorer for Millwall. I mean, he might claim afterwards that he did mean it, but he didn't mean that, did he?
You know what it reminds me of? Do you know the Max Lowe goal?
Yes, for Forest.
That's what it reminds me of.
Right, I got to blow my nose. I'm going to put it on you.
Yeah, you do that. You do that. I mean, what a goal! Can you blame Robin Olsen? I don't know because it was blatantly a cross, but it's a cruel way to go 1-0 down, and I don't think it's really what the Blaze wanted. 11 minutes 50 I'm on. I don't know what you're on.
Yeah, 11 minutes 50. I've got a steaming cold. I do apologise. In one way, one of the reasons I'm okay with doing the watch along is very much a short straw drawn, but we did promise we'd do these. I mean, Bobby, I don't know. I'm thinking Robin Olsen could
read the comments. Where's League One? Where is he?
League One, Robin. Are we crazy? he won't want to see it again. I want to see it again because I want to see if Olsen could have done better. But he hasn't convinced me, and I would imagine he's on a good wage. I just think from what I've seen with Wes Foderingham, particularly that save he made against Southampton when I was at that game, he hasn't done anything wrong. And to just be dropped without a competition always seems unfair. But hey, Robin Olsen, Sweden's number one, internationally regarded and renowned goalkeeper. I'm sure he will do far better going forward and probably end up being one of the best goalkeepers Sheffield United have ever had. But it is a free kick to Millwall, just over halfway. The Blades have not responded well at all as Millwall keep that pressure on. Ball floated into the box. It's going to be nodded down and not quite successfully headed away because Millwall still have possession. And Ryan Leonard now playing very deep. I'm actually surprised he hasn't gone further forward. He's got a cracking long-range shot on him, though, so perhaps that's why. We never saw it at Bramall Lane, but once he joined Millwall, he scored, particularly early on, 2 really rasping drives that endeared him to the fans. It was something he was never able to do at Bramall Lane, and it never particularly that popular. Ball looped over the top, and Jayden Bogle will clear, just seeing it over his shoulder and kicking it out into the John Street side of the ground. We're in the 14th minute, 13:23, a throw-in for Millwall.
Just a quick one on that kind of right mid, right wing back spot that I was going to say before Jed Wallace had to ruin the day. Well taken by Olsen there. Danny McNamara has been playing for Millwall at that right wing back spot. So I don't really know what's happened there because I don't think he was injured. I think it was Murray Wallace that was the main one that we picked out that was injured from that game against Luton. Danny McNamara is a Millwall boy. He was born just half an hour away and only really broke into the team this season. So I don't really know what's happened there. I don't recall he's on the bench.
He's not on the bench. They've got Long, Kiefton Beld, Smith, Pearce, Bennett, Afobe and Mitchell. And what a surprise then. Perhaps an injury in training, just a little knock or something. Who knows? Yeah,
potentially. Could be in the warm-up. We never know. We never know with these things. But that's who was playing at that right mid spot. So I don't know. I don't know who you had in your predicted team.
I got it. I don't bring that up. I was way off. If you are just joining us,
okay.
Millwall with a cross-come shot took the lead. I wouldn't really say that it was from Jed Wallace planned, but here's a chance for Ojo bursting into the box, and the shot will be over the bar. And we have still only the one registered goal to talk about. An absolute nonsense. I'm still annoyed about it. I'm probably going to be miffed about that for a while because there's no such thing as a good goal to concede. And there was a really good point made by Roy on Blades Pod, which is technically every goal can be stopped. And I really like that expression because as fans and even as coaches, you always try and say, how could we have stopped that goal? By the way, for the first time in the game, Olsen kicked it long. I was going to point out that's something. And it's actually worked to the Blades' benefit because now we have something meaningful on this right-hand side. As the ball is crossed into the box, it's going to be headed clear, going to drop to Ben Osborne. His shot is blocked, and the Blades will win a throw-in on the south stand side. It's 20 yards away from the corner flag on this left, so Ender Stevens will take it. And at the moment, we're on 15:45. It is the Blades who are a goal behind at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. Under the lights, always love a game under the lights. My first ever Blades game was a night game on a Tuesday night. I think it was a Tuesday night. As I say it, who knows? It was a night game, so probably a Tuesday. But it was also on Sky as well, which makes me feel not that old.
Statsman Adam has just pointed out in the comments that obviously we don't have sound on, so we won't know, but apparently the crowd are laying into them, so that's never good, is it?
No, I know exactly what you mean, and we don't want the crowd to turn. Bobby, I think you agree with me that the Bramall Lane crowd this season has not been as good, not been as vociferous as in previous years.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. That's a dangerous ball if it can find the man.
This is danger. Millwall
over there.
On the attack, they are breaking, as we said that they would, and how going a goal down was the worst thing that can happen for the Blades if they are going to continue to play in a certain way. However, one other school of thought is going a goal down doesn't change anything because United do keep all the possession, but the Blades don't create enough, and this has actually been a real surprise because we heard that 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐶𝐸𝐾 Ivanović's sides were all about that kind of you score 3, we'll score 4. It hasn't really looked like that. United have really been, and it's going to sound harsh, inconsistent and the archetypal mid-table team.
Yeah, and that's Robin Olsen going long again after he couldn't find the short ball. So I don't know what to make of it. I don't know whether it's just panic stations or if it's just, I don't know.
Well, it could be a case
why has
of
he suddenly changed?
I know. I don't think it's panic stations this early. That's going to be a free kick to the
true.
Blades. David McGoldrick pushed just over halfway, but it could be a case of like if we go a goal down, they could have this rule in place at the start.
Yeah.
If we go a goal down, we stop the short clearances and we go long. There's a time and a place for playing direct football. I think that's the case with a lot of teams. And as Blades fans, we've seen managers that go just direct, and we've seen managers that just play football. And Billy Sharp trying to link up with David McGoldrick, it's a shocking, it's quite a frankly sad state of affairs that with the 50+ million spent on strikers, really what it comes down to is if you're trying to pick the best two and the most likely to get you goals, it's still Billy Sharp and it's still David McGoldrick.
I mean, it was an interesting shout. We saw Evie with her preferred lineup on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us at Sheffield United Way. That, you know, she put 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐿 up front. Could he have done a job? I don't know. It's still very early to tell. 20 minutes in, so
could still do a job second half.
Could still. I don't know, with the pretty big presence of their back three. It's I don't know. It's a hard one.
Makes sense why she would put McBurney in there. At the moment, we are watching Millwall, a goal up at Bramall Lane. We're at 18 minutes 52. The Blades are playing the ball around in their own back line between the three that at the moment are operating down there because Bogle has decided to push further forward on this right-hand side. Can he get something going? Can he make something happen from at the moment? Nothing. It is a wall of 10 Millwall players. Make that 11 now back. And this is going to be a very, very hard team to break down.
So. I think so. And I think you were spot on earlier when you said that the teams come here with a game plan, let the Blades play with possession, let them have all the ball. As Billy Sharp wins it back now, out wide. Morgan 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐿. Ball in. Ben Osborne. Jada Bogle. What a save. What a save.
𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐿𝐍, one of the better goalkeepers.
Is that a free kick?
I think he's given a foul in the build-up, but you're absolutely right, Bobby. Great save. What we've seen from 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐿𝐍 over the years is he's not a keeper to be messed with. He's not one that will be beaten easily. A great shot stopper.
He is a top keeper, really, really established, really experienced. He's got one cap for Poland, which is probably harsh on him. But I mean, when you've got what's his name? Is it 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐿𝐍?
𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐿𝐍 and
Fabianski. Yeah, with them two, you can't get in that team, can you?
No, always difficult, absolutely. But he is an exceptional keeper at this level.
Exactly, spot on.
Ball kick long. Millwall continuing to do that, as they have been right throughout. No real chance for them to change things there. Do let us know in the comments. We've mentioned that McGoldrick and Sharp are the two that really, if you want to rely on consistency and perhaps goals, no matter how much the Blades have spent, those are the two that you're going to pick. Who would be, if you're going with a front two, who would be your two? Pop it in the comments. Let us know. We're on 2050. Well, I am. No idea where Bobby is.
Yeah, I'm at 21, so I think that 10-second gap has creeped up on us again.
It's just come back. I don't know where from. I really find the red button so frustrating.
I know. It's I don't know. It's a hard one. It's like back in the BT Sport days in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's one thing that Nick and I really did dislike. We don't dislike BT Sport. We always had to watch with one of us online because one of us is cheap and wouldn't buy BT Sport.
Good long ball here. Dizzy trying to chase it. Pressure on Daniel Ballard, and who's just put it out. Good play though. Another long ball.
Ballard looks like one of these defenders that I must admit I didn't know a great deal about, but he does look like one of these defenders that clearly is not going to be easily pushed off the ball, and they've really got three in that vein. Yeah,
I mean, Daniel Ballard, he's on loan from Arsenal. I think he's 22, something like that. He's still pretty young, but I mean, it is really now or never for him if we think about youth players these days. in football. I mean, 22 is young, Fleck with the shot, but drags wide, no real power on it. Yeah, that Daniel Ballard. There was calls for Arteta to recall him earlier in the season because we've seen how Ben White's doing. Arsenal's defence isn't that great. You saw with the Edouard goal yesterday. I mean, he just stood off him, but he looks like a decent defender, really.
He does. I would imagine if he's approaching the age of 23, that if he hasn't made it to Arsenal by now, probably not going to, but looks like an exceptional talent at championship level, and maybe the kind of player that Sheffield United should be looking at, if particularly it isn't going to be a promotion season. And who knows, too early to tell, but if it's not going to be, then in January, making signings for the long term, perhaps looking at a long-term replacement for Jack O'Connell. Who knows what's going to happen with him? That could be someone who you could definitely say, this guy's got potential.
Great turn by 𝐍𝐸 there. Quality turn. But the pass couldn't get anywhere. Millwall retain it with Ryan Leonard, who plays it long, and Blades win a throw-in.
Once again, though, before the turn from 𝐍𝐸, it's Ben Davies playing those passes that are so good. It's one thing I don't think we realised about Ben Davies' game.
Yeah, he is really good. Since he's come in, there's been an obvious improvement.
Yeah, do you find, Bobby, when you see players live, you get a different appreciation?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. You can never really truly appreciate like a player. You can tell who's a great player, who's not, but by being there, you can really tell, live in the flesh.
Yeah, Dave's not having any of it, by the way.
That quality.
With our Ballard chat, apparently he's a lion through and through.
Through and through. Well, he's
come down to
Arsenal,
come down to a bit of that, Dave, rather than I don't know how much he pertains to support Millwall. So O'Connell, the question, what's up with O'Connell? I mean, he's injured. He's been injured for a very, very long time, and who knows how long it's going to be. Slavisa Jokanovic has said more likely next year than this. And Millwall still looking for that second goal with that kind of counter-attack that they're going to constantly throw at United. They are, when they break forward, there seems to be a lot of bodies in the box. And when United attack, it seems like they managed to get 11 players back. It's textbook. It really reminds me of the Birmingham City game, the opening game.
I was about to say that. They've got them fast wingers in Ojo and Wallace, and they've got a very good striker at this level in Tom Bradshaw. So, going forward, they're solid. And
three good strikers, actually, at the club.
I know. Afobe, he was at Arsenal. He was at Milton Keynes. You know my feelings on them. Ender Stevens, what a tackle. You know my feelings about Milton Keynes.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, he scored. Did he score the hat trick, or was that Will Grigg? It was one of the two at the time against Man United. And yeah, after that, he cost 10 mil at one point to Bournemouth.
That's right.
So he's a proven striker, and then again, Smith is just an absolute unit, but he's class. So
yeah, we're in the 27th minute. Bournemouth, a team that threw a lot of money around like Sheffield United, although they look to be headed back at the second attempt. Maybe that'll be the case next season for the Red and White Wizards. It is still 1-0 to the away side. If you have just joined us, it was a cross-come shot from the top scorer with 5 goals, Jed Wallace for Millwall, which some have said in the comments Robin Olsen should have done better with. I'd love to see it again. That's a ball flicked over the top where Millwall will try and get in. If I am in slight delay, by the way, to you, then, as I am, then you can pause. I'm not talking to you, Bobby. I'm talking to dear viewer. You can pause YouTube. You can pause Facebook or Twitch and get level. As I'll give you an exact time check. I've got 26:41 right now, and I hope you're not.
Right at this second, I'm at 26:56.
I mean, there's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
It's obviously you're slightly further north, I think, than me.
I think that is the case, but I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, no, you're slightly further north. Yeah, that's the reason. The further south you get,
so technically, if you're in Scotland, the game is finished.
So they already know that we're going to be miserable tonight.
Yeah.
You're not missing anything at the moment with the ball back at 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐍𝐸's feet, and he will kick it long and look to try and get something going in the air. They haven't picked their big man, Matt Smith, yet they are still going with that ball.
Brilliant ball, 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐿. Oh, you've got to finish them.
It's a ball through, and 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐿 one-on-one with the keeper, right foot, and he goes wide of the post. And the Millwall fans behind the goal are applauding and cheering like they've just scored. David McGoldrick has a gilt-edged opportunity. It is saved. It will be a corner, but
it is saved. But
you're right.
You just got to score them.
I think he should have gone. I know it's easy in hindsight to say. I think he should have gone left, as in our left. So he did go you know what I'm saying? He should have come the other way.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to worry, Paul, saying major problems if we go up. Let's worry about the going up first, and then worry about that. So the corner is taken, and 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐍𝐸 will do the Polish thing and punch, not particularly convincingly clear, and it's still a bit of a mess at the back. I think Morgan Gibbs-White is claiming he was fouled in the build-up to this break, which we're going to see from Millwall every time that they come forward.
Yeah, Millwall were just on the break there, but Tom Bradshaw did just slip up.
I think he kicked his own foot there, potentially.
Yeah, I think so. He was checking his boots afterwards, but I don't really know. He can't do
he was
much
in a
there, can he?
Position to take a Jacob Brown shot.
Yeah.
But Jacob Brown didn't kick his own foot.
It looks like Robin Olsen goes long again, and he does. He does go long again. 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐿 trying to win the header against, who was that? Sean Hutchinson, I think. And he wins the header. No surprises there.
At the moment, we've got Big E Blade asking what's it all about playing the ball from the back. It's not a tactic he particularly likes, and it scares him. It's something we've already spoken about on this stream. We're not particular fans of it, but Olsen, since we went a goal down, has been kicking the ball long, as Bobby was just mentioning there. It's going to be a case at the moment, I think, of getting them in at half-time. I know it feels like ages away, half-time. We're only at the half-hour point. But I do think something needs to change. You know, we came out of the traps quite slowly in the second half against Stoke, yet really dominated the first half. Well, that hasn't really been the case with this one. And what's to say we shouldn't actually just come out a bit more gung-ho? Because this patient play, this constant possession for possession's sake, it isn't working. And it hasn't really worked in any game. I mean, we played really well against Peterborough. People keep saying, well, that's when we did go gung-ho. Second half, we were drawing at half-time.
I know. And I think maybe 𝐍𝐸𝐿 Jokanovic, I mean, we're led to believe that he's this attacking manager, but have we really seen it? No, it's just been possession football, really. And if I think personally, to be playing this possession football, you've got to be miles ahead of the opposition if you're going to win comfortably.
Yeah, as in terms of ability.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think with everyone fit, you would like to think that the likes of Sander Berge would be one of the best midfielders in the division, but we can't constantly keep chopping and changing the midfield and expect them to be absolutely bulldozing teams, because Harahan's been a passenger in this game.
Yeah, I know. That's a really good point, because I don't think we said his name once before you just said that. It's
been Fleck, it's been Osborne. So Gibbs-White has seen very little of the ball, not his fault.
Yeah.
Harahan, though, when he gets it, he needs to be doing more with it, needs to be making things happen, needs to be that quarterback that sprays the passes around like Norwood tries to do. As Norwood is often a victim of his own success in many ways, because when it doesn't work, it's so obvious for Norwood, because when it does work, he's the linchpin.
Exactly. And again, I don't see, this is the thing. We were talking about Guardiola, but with a midfield of George Evans and George Saville, I don't think it's as physical as we thought it was going to be. And I think, I don't know what the thinking was behind bringing in Horahan, but I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
I think it could be the set pieces, because they have got so many big boys.
True.
His set pieces against Hull were magnificent. We haven't really seen them in other games, but then he hasn't.
But then, where's the Blades, height coming from? John Egan.
Egan is your obvious choice, isn't it? But it's hard to know because this is not a team full of bullies. This Blades 11. This is a team that many have said can get picked apart and can be a soft touch.
Exactly that.
Adam Blade for Bobby's appearance has donated £4
That's in the back pocket.
49. If you do want to be part of the super chat, Nick has set us a rather, I would say, impossible goal of £250 raised tonight. At the moment, we have raised £4.49.
Nice, yeah. I mean, I say it's in my back pocket. It really isn't. It's in Nick's, and I'll get like 50p. But like,
Nick keeps pretty much.
In fact, 50p is too much. Actually, it's more like 5.
I would say so, yeah, and that's more than I get as well. Right, I'm going to do an update from where I am in the game, because I know some people aren't able to watch it, and so they're relying on us. I'm at bang on 33. Bobby's probably at half time, but throw in on the right hand side to Millwall as they look to try and get things going for what would be a really unfair second. A lot of movement. That's one thing we noticed from Millwall as Ryan Leonard, the former Blade, crosses the ball in and it is cleared away. Millwall, though, keep this attack going on the left, and that looks like a nasty one. That could be a yellow card. It could be the first of the game, and it is. As it's Morgan Gibbs-White who's protesting his innocence. But, Bobby, I don't think you can have any complaints.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think you can't. Today's game, I know people say that in today's game you can't go in like that, but it's true. You can't because it gives the referee a decision to make, and I think it's a yellow card.
Really works for them, doesn't it? The fact that they've got 2 wingers in Jed Wallace and Ojo, and then behind them, midfielders in Leonard and Malone, also playing wide.
You say this, but I was looking at a few fan forums for Millwall, and they were saying that the tactic doesn't actually, well, especially against Luton, it didn't actually work that well, because when you have those 2 out wide, those 2 wing backs can get a bit. I don't know, how do you say it? It's like they're running into traffic, really.
Could be too much on the 2 sides. Yeah, I see that.
Exactly. And the midfield was very thin. But I
guess the centre could be thin. But I didn't say it would work. I just say it was interesting. It's just because it's something I haven't really witnessed before. By the way, Millwall's free kick came to absolutely nothing. So did Didzy's pass when he was looking to try and send his man Billy Sharp through.
Yeah, I was just gonna say before I say they're on the attack, Millwall. Actually, it's slowed right down. If they're left wing, I don't know who's playing out wide on that left tonight. Do you know?
Ojo and Malone or Maloney. If there's any Millwall fans in the chat, let us know how you say number 11's surname. But yeah, Millwall are at the moment good at keeping that ball, and then for them as well, it is that final decision with what do they do with it. And sometimes they've been just literally passing it like then straight to Olsen's hands. I think Olsen's had a lot more to do, more with his feet than his hands today, but a lot more to do than in the past few games.
Yeah, definitely. As the Blaze come forward, Fleck tried to play the Norwood ping, taking his teammate's crown, and he's done that. Jaden Bogle coming inside now, goes down, penalty shouts, goal kick.
Yeah, it's Bogle who worked his way into the box, up against Malone. I think that Malone didn't get the ball, to be honest. But I also don't think it was enough for a penalty. I think it's the right decision. The Millwall fans really apoplectic with rage at Bogle, and not a lot of appeals from Bogle or any of the Blades players.
Yeah, I know. It was, for me it was light. It wasn't a penalty, was it?
It wasn't a penalty. So I think this is the thing about this. It's really poor from the Blades. This is the kind of game where before the match, every Sheffield United fan I spoke to said United will win this game. Every single one. And that's on Twitter. That's from our match preview. That's everyone at work today. And we, at the moment, are being out masterclassed tactically by Millwall. And you said before this, you didn't think of Gary Rowett as a tactical mastermind.
I know. But, I mean, again, I'm coming back to your point you said earlier that teams let the Blades play with the ball. They have the majority of the possession, but realistically, if they're doing nothing with it, then they're doing nothing with it, and they can be comfortable sitting back.
Yeah, if you're a manager in the Championship, all you need to do is watch Sheffield United's opening game because nothing's changed against Birmingham City. This is exactly the same as what we saw against Birmingham. Bit of a mess at the back for United as Ojo got that ball away, but actually just offside when that ball ran back to him. So it will be a free kick, which you have the question of who's going to take it, John Egan or...
It's actually been pulled back. John Egan's going to take it again, I think.
The referee says, no, do that again. So off we go. All a bit picky. If you're being picky, Blades fans, who do you take off for any of the changes? We've got to make changes. This isn't good enough. We're not exciting anymore. You know, Neil Warnock's side against Millwall would have had chance after chance. And if we'd gone a goal behind, I don't know about you, but I always felt like when we went a goal behind Neil Warnock, we were going to win. We were still going to win. I'm not saying Neil Warnock is a better manager than 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐶𝐸𝐵𝐿. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that at the moment, Slav isn't getting the players playing the way I think he wants. I think he's telling them the right things, but they're not executing them.
There's been a substitution. Iliman Ndiaye is on the pitch.
For Hourihane. So we've
Tom Bradshaw's in. Ooh. Olsen did well there. But, again... counter-attack.
Sweeper keeper, that from Olsen. So the ball was played over the top on the in the 39th minute, looking for Tom Bradshaw, the former Barnsley striker, as he was bursting into the box. The ball just ran into the box, and Olsen took it. And then on the other end, a chance for the Blades to try and get an equaliser with Bogle, as you heard Bobby groan. He crossed that ball in hard on the right-hand side, and it was cleared by the first man, but still coming alive with Morgan Gibbs-White, who flicked it in, and again... cleared, and Millwall actually look like they don't really know what to do with the ball at the back. It's going forward that they look so much more comfortable, and kicked out for a throw in. I think they panicked a little bit.
I don't know what's going on here with this formation now, because Dizzy's dropped back a bit, Flex almost holding, and Ndiaye's up there, but he's not. It's all a bit dysfunctional, but then Slav must be going for it if he's bringing on Iliman Ndiaye.
Do you think he's taken off Hourihane tactically, then no injury?
Oh, yeah, I don't think it's an injury. I really don't think it's an injury.
Ben Osborne on the left-hand side, who hasn't put a foot wrong, but equally hasn't done anything with the ball. It's been very slow, very laborious, as the Blades have been trying to unlock a door with a key that doesn't fit in the lock.
Yeah, frustrating.
Very. And that's the way, I think, to sum up the whole season.
Yeah, Jed Wallace driving there out to Malone. Again, Malone goes back, but Millwall trying to find their feet in this game now. It's going to be difficult for them now, though, I think, because with Iliman Ndiaye, he's a different dynamic to Conor Hourihane.
Purely tactical, I'm sure, to take Hourihane off and bring the far more attack-minded Iliman Ndiaye, got to say it really quickly, on. Millwall are so happy now to just keep that ball in the Blades'
Iliman Ndiaye wins it in the middle, instant impact, heavy touch, and Ballard's actually lucky to keep that because it came off Ojo. Malone miscontrols it and it's out for a Blades throw. But Iliman Ndiaye, instant impact.
Yeah, and I love to see it. I'm a big fan of Iliman Ndiaye. I didn't think he should have been dropped for this game at all. I mean, a lot of people were quite critical of him in the previous match against Stoke, but I always think he offers something different.
Definitely. A lot more attacking, as again, he tries to link up play with Billy Sharp. Couldn't find the ball there, and Ender Stevens gives away a free kick.
But what do you think it says, Bobby, about Jukanović's management, that he is prepared to make a first-half substitution?
I mean... It's I don't know what the word, I don't know how you describe it. I think Steve York's got it spot on. Ruthless.
He has. Yeah.
Ruthless.
Ruthless.
That is it.
No prisoners. He doesn't care.
Yeah, no prisoners. You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's actually a horrible saying when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. I was just thinking about it as soon as I said it. It was like, no, you didn't do that. But you did.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
We are approaching half-time. Blades fans, would you make any other changes? Would you now see how this works with Iliman Ndiaye playing in really what is kind of four very attack-minded players now on the pitch for United? Be a free kick, that ball thumped forward by Millwall, but they've been masters of their own downfall, and a free kick to Sheffield United just on the edge of their own penalty area. We're in the 42nd minute. It is still the away side, who have the lead with that very fortuitous cross-come shots from top scorer with 5 goals now, Jed Wallace. Another free kick as well. They're giving away free kicks left, right, and centre here.
Billy Sharp's in. Corner given, but Billy Sharp was in there. It was a hard angle for him.
Billy again did as well as he could. He was with his right foot. A ball played over the top into the box. 𝐍𝐸𝐲𝐶 narrowed the angle. 2 defenders got close to him, and he did as well as he could, I think, really, to get anything out of that. And it is a corner to Sheffield United from this right-hand side on the John Street side of the ground. Millwall, by the way, they're away following tonight. I just want to say, really poor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That it's hard.
I've been to Millwall away loads of times on a Tuesday night. We always take
penalty.
It does like a penalty.
Given.
Surely, penalty
given.
It was a ball played into the box, a driving run, and then, to be honest, you'd probably want to see it again. It has been given. It was Malone who fouled this man just in the box. It was Fleck, wasn't it, bursting in?
It was Fleck. Fleck fouled by
Malone.
Fouled, I want to say. Malone?
Definitely Malone, yeah.
Definitely Malone.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'd love to see that again. It's been given, though, Blades. So whether you think it was or it wasn't, it has been given, and it will be, of course, that man Billy Sharp up against 𝐍𝐸𝐲𝐶. And one thing I know about 𝐍𝐸𝐲𝐶, Bobby, he saves penalties.
Yeah, good goalie. Millwall
very good keeper.
Trying to distract Billy Sharp as he places the ball on the spot. How do you want to do this?
No, you do it, Bobby. You do it.
There is a time difference. Billy Sharp steps up for the penalty. The last penalty I saw was Billy Sharp, and you know what happened?
He missed.
Well, he
the whole
didn't.
one.
He scored against. No, the Derby one. You donkey.
Right, go on. You
Billy Sharp. Whistle's been blowing. Billy Sharp. 1-1.
Get in.
Scores.
1-1. Was it a penalty? Who cares? With the Randox health sign behind.
And the Millwall fans are having none of it.
He smashes it into a goal that doesn't look like it's been placed properly into the bottom right-hand corner, and the ball gets stuck into that corner. The small pocket of Millwall fans not happy.
How?
Yeah, I need to say, you know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
All along they've been saying halle, halle, halle. We just didn't realise it.
No.
No. 1-1. A lot of people will say that was all to do with bringing on Iliman Ndiaye, another inspired substitution by Slavisa Jokanovic. I think in reality, we got a little bit lucky there. I'd love your thoughts in the comments. Of course, I only saw it once, as I'm sure you did as well. Do you think that was actually a penalty? Let me know in the comments. It is 1-1. Can we get another before the break? I'm not sure.
Brilliant from Iliman Ndiaye. Brilliant from Iliman Ndiaye. Ball in. It was a great ball from what I don't even know what that was. It was like outside of the boot.
Well, it was Ndiaye who did it all himself, and then with his left foot crossed it in. He set up Morgan Gibbs-White, who then played it back to him. And as you're absolutely right, he flicked it in with the left, like the Salt Bay, with his arm, but with his foot, and not with Salt, with a football.
Well, I mean, Iliman Ndiaye is worth however much them stakes are worth, because them stakes are worth flipping too much.
Yeah, it doesn't flip them enough, actually, because they're always a bit raw in the middle. I would say Iliman Ndiaye is worth at least £42 million.
£42 million. I'm going to say 50, just to round it.
If you're wondering, Conor Harahan went off for a tactical decision, and Iliman Ndiaye has been brought on and has already changed the game. He's got tricks, he's got flicks, he's got skill for days. I absolutely love him. Any indication of how long has been added on?
How long has been added on? That is a very good question. I mean, we're in the 46th minute. I would assume 2. I think that's a sensible number. I
want to give a shout out to David McGoldrick, who lost the ball and then, in the Iliman Ndiaye sense, won it back. He tracked back and made a great slide challenge to allow Billy Sharp to actually try and get a ball in and look for at least the noses in front that the Blades have shown since getting that equaliser that they are well up for it now, because it's been absolutely pedestrian for 46 minutes. But one kind of burst of real energy is what we've seen in this last minute, and it's been a welcome addition because it's not been great.
Do you reckon it's been a deserved equaliser?
I think over the piece, in terms of possession, yes. In terms of attacking intent, no. United haven't tested 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐍 anywhere near enough. I just think that we should be taking a game like this to Millwall from the off and really
Half-time.
not sitting back like we have been. So I would still make changes. It is half-time. We have seen a bizarre goal to give Millwall the lead, a cross-come shot from Jed Wallace, his 5th of the season, and then a fortuitous, you could say, penalty where Fleck ghosted into the box and Maloney pulled him down. I'd love to see it again, because at the initial viewing I wasn't 100% sure, and there's a fair few people in the comments who aren't sure either.
Iliman Ndiaye has actually stayed out, so he'll be keeping warm, I guess. I don't know. Because obviously he came on, but who knows? I'm going to drop out and do the halftime stats. Can you take it away, Hal?
I've got it from here, absolutely. When Bobby returns, we will have a screen full of halftime statage for you. So we are watching on Sky Sports Football on the red button. If you are wondering how you can actually watch this game, obviously if you've got Sky Sports, that would be a huge advantage. If you haven't, it'll be a little bit more difficult, but you can watch a stream online. You can also get SUTV, and you can pay for that if you so desire. If you're thinking, well, then I'll be really far behind you, you can actually pause your Twitch, your Facebook, and your YouTube to get level, and you only need to do that once, and then you are level. So you can do that and join us at any time. But if you do have your red button option, that's how we're watching it, and that is how we're keeping you updated. If you've never joined a watch along before, we would love to be able to show you the broadcast. We have the ability and the facilities to do that, but we're legally not allowed. Otherwise, we would. Would love your thoughts in the comments as well of what you've made of that first half. Who's impressed you? Who hasn't impressed you? Several people saying that Fleck has really not been great so far in the game. What are your thoughts on Fleck and his performance? I have to say, he did absolutely right, Paul. He did win us the penalty, but what do you actually make of his performance, Blades, in the game so far? The tactical switch as well, which we saw, Conor Harahan, going off, and Iliman Ndiaye, a very attack-minded change. Chef Paul, always great to hear from you. Awful first half, lads. Need a rocket from Slav. We're trying to raise cash at the moment. We're also delighted to welcome new members. And Portland, Oregon Blade, a superb supporter of the channel, has just become a new member. We really appreciate that. There is going to be special early bird access for new content for all members. Here is a list of our fabulous members. There are several different options as well: bronze, silver, and gold. However you want to support the channel. All of the members do support the channel, and I promise you, everything you do goes back into our running costs, and it is actually quite expensive to do all of the things we do. We're constantly making content. Now, I have the world's worst cold, so you'll have to bear with me for 1 second, because I have no Bobby at the moment to hide my sniffling. But it is one of the bonuses of not actually being at Bramall Lane tonight, because the last thing I need is to be sat in the cold. But would I rather be there? Absolutely. We did a poll at the end of last season. Do you want us to continue watch-alongs when we came out of lockdown? And it was overwhelming in the favour of yes. A number of you said it helped with your mental health, which meant so much to Nick and I that we decided, even though, yes, we'd rather be going to all the games, one of us would always stay and do a watch-along while the other could go to the game. We've kind of taken it in turns, but it is my turn to do a watch-along tonight. Helen has said, does the crowd look like it has grown since those screenshots earlier? Yes, although not the Millwall end. What are your predictions as well, Blades, for the full-time score? It's really warm outside. Are you just saying that so that I have a much longer cold when I go outside and check it out myself? Also, what do you think as well about that brave change? Nicholas making a good point. It's reassuring that Slav made the change in the 37th minute rather than waiting. I couldn't agree more. Bobby is back, which can mean only one thing. You've got statage.
Stats. That is what I have.
Bobby, can you talk us through it while I go for my ablutions?
Go for your ablutions. Possession-wise, Sheffield United had more of the possession. It's quite obvious watching the game that we did. I mean, it's a hard one. Me and Hal were saying how both sides haven't really been in it, but a lot of teams come to Bramall Lane and they let the Blades have possession, and because realistically, do the Blades do much with it? I don't think they do quite a lot. 5 shots to 3 in favour of Sheffield United, 2 of those being on target, 1 for Millwall, that one being the Jed Wallace goal, which, thinking about it, how fluky was that? That was incredibly fluky, but, these things happen in football sometimes. 6 fouls to 7, Millwall being them dirty selves. I'm joking, by the way. I love you all, Millwall. I'm joking. I don't. Who knows? Corners 2 to 1. Corners. Obviously, Hurahan was on. He is the set piece specialist in this Blades team, but he has been taken off for 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐿, who's had a very, very good impact to this game. Offsides, Millwall have had 2. That doesn't really matter. Millwall 9 tackles, which is actually quite good, but obviously with the Blades having more possession, that's going to be evident. 77% pass success from the Blades and 67 from Millwall. So, yeah, what do we all think? Let's have a look at some of these comments. Huge thanks from John Richardson, me, Hal, and Nick. Appreciate you all for, tuning in and watching us. 177 in with us right now as Hal has his ablutions, because, we all want to know that, don't we? Blake says, if we want to win this, we need some good plays and tactics. I mean, we've already seen Slav take Conor Hurahan off for 𝐍𝐸𝐿, and has it worked? I think it has, because we equalised, but I don't know. We have to see in this second half, because ultimately we do want the win. Paul says, wake up, Blaze. No win, no play, stop hiding. I think, I think we were told by Statsman Adam in the comments that the crowd was turning on them. So hopefully we pick it up now that 𝐍𝐸𝐿 is on. I want to see tactically, though, how that fares, because there's only Fleck really sitting in. But, yeah, we've got... Paul said, again, we're going to win 4-1. What do you think, Al?
I mean, I've seen no evidence to suggest we're going to score that amount of goals. United looks so devoid of actual ideas in the final third. It's so much, and I've said it before, possession for possession's sake. And you can have all possession you want in the world, but if a team like Millwall can just pick us off at one of the first opportunities when they come forward on the counter, it's completely pointless. And I'm still worried that we're playing the same way as we did in that first game against Birmingham.
Yeah, I know. We've got Kai saying he wants a Millwall win. So I think we do have a Millwall fan in here.
Who can say? I mean, maybe just put a bet on.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I'll tell you the thing I really want.
Please tell us.
I think I really want second half is for you and I to be level. I hate you being 10 seconds is a long time in football.
It is football in footballing terms, as they say on Twitter.
I have restarted my Skybox in the hope that I will now be level with you.
Have you?
Yeah,
right.
Let's wait and see if that makes any difference at all.
Let's see if the Buckinghamshire air cures it for us.
Absolutely, yeah. That north-south divide of how far we are. We're both in exactly the same county, but for some reason it seems to be completely different. So Blades fans, I'm delighted to hear there is so much positivity. I would still like to make changes at the half. I know it's probably not going to be the case because we actually finished that half quite strong, but I would have absolutely no issue at all with bringing on 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐿.
Yeah, and obviously scoring on Saturday, I think he's worth the shot, really.
It'll be buzzing.
Billy Sharp obviously scoring the penalty, but other than that, we haven't really seen a lot of him. So maybe Moose could be the one that does impact the game.
Perhaps. I mean, Billy is Billy. He's absolutely brilliant.
Exactly.
He could feel like, though, in recent games, there's some where you think if it wasn't Billy, you'd say Billy would have scored that. But Billy has actually missed some Billy Sharp chances that normally he absolutely buries. Headers, a great chance against Bournemouth. There was that header against Derby, you might remember, which was like he had a 50 pence piece head and just didn't land where it wanted to. I love Billy. At the moment, though, Billy isn't looking like 100% Billy. And maybe he's not used to playing this many games in quick succession.
I think you're right. And especially as he's getting on a bit now in footballing ages, we don't want to offend the wider public, do we?
Oh no, absolutely not. No, and of course Billy is younger than me, so I'm never going to say.
Yeah, so yeah.
Although we've seen live a player this season who is older than me.
Yes, we have.
Can you think who that is?
I think it's Jags.
Yes, it is Jags. Jags is 1 year older than me, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Kevin Ellison, still playing.
Your buddy.
Yeah, my buddy follows me on Twitter. Did a graphic for him. What's he like 42 now or something stupid?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and he hates certain managers.
Yeah, certain managers we won't name.
We won't name them. Couldn't possibly. Right, I need to get comfy again. Hang on, I'm all over the shop.
You're gonna get the Lundstrom cramp.
Oh, I'm getting Lundstrom cramp big time. Hang on, I'm going to mute this and sort this out.
Okay, well that saved my ears, so I'm really pleased about that. By the way, if honestly, even if you weren't there, you don't remember the game. That Arsenal watch-along is just incredible.
It goes down in folklore, doesn't it? It's the best watch-along we ever did.
That will go down in Sheffield United way history.
It was the most fun we've ever had during a defeat, and that was really when I think we all knew the Blades were down. We were getting beat. Was it 3-0? We had nothing going on in the game that was positive in any way, shape, or form. So we thought we'd just make it as little about the game as possible. I think that might have been when we started doing the.
I think it was chickens.
I think you're right. I think it was when we started doing names of chickens with Sheffield United players that could be associated with them, like Ollie McChicken, which is one of the worst ones ever. Lise Museg. And there were others. Rob Cluck. I now can't think of any of this, but it wasn't for no reason at all. It was for a viewer who had a collection of chickens. And was going to name them all after the names that we came up with on that watch along, and they all have since been named after names that we came up with. So it was great fun. But at the moment, we're talking about this game, Sheffield United Millwall. Indeed. It is 1 apiece. What was this? I think that was that was the peak of chicken names and my wife references. Yes, I think it was EKG.
Steve York. He doesn't disappoint, does he?
Morgan Gibbs Egg White. I mean, that of course is fantastic because that wouldn't have been around at that time.
Exactly.
So yeah,
it's a new one.
Gold Egg, Ashley. Yeah, absolutely. John Egan.
Not starting this again. We can't.
Unfortunately, we have started it again. We didn't want to. We were trying to talk about the game. If you are just joining us, I will just run through the Millwall team. 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐍 in goal. Ballard. Now I have to say I've been impressed with him, Bobby.
Yeah. Same.
Hutchinson and Cooper at the back. Then there's 4 across the middle in a really odd formation. Leonard, George Evans, George Saville, and Maloney. Jed Wallace, the goal scorer. Tom Bradshaw and Ojo. So Ojo's playing on the left. Wallace on the right. That's where he scored from, that cross-come shot. Now, is there any way that you think Wallace will claim afterwards that he meant that?
I think everyone who scores a goal like that does, don't they? But we know deep down that they know that they didn't score. Well, they did score, but they didn't mean it. That's
Colin McGrath, by the way, or Colin McGrath. I think it's McGrath, but Colin McGrath says, "I have 11 sheep." Just saying.
Oh,
I mean, that could be if it's a bad second half. That could be
if it is a bad second half, then
it could be quite the game. I'm going to add Portland, Oregon Blade, by the way, to our members list.
Yeah, do that. Should I bring the stats back up just before we start this second half? As you were having ablutions, so you didn't actually see them. So there are the stats.
I can't believe it in terms of possession that Millwall have only had 39. I almost joked when I said we were having all the possession and doing nothing with it. Looking at the fouls as well, I always think there's one thing. If you never watched a game, if you just literally looked at the stats and you want to know who the better team was, whoever commits the least fouls is usually the better team. Pass success rate, that seems absolutely spot on. They've done way more tackles, 9-3. But shots, I feel like 5 shots, obviously one of them being a penalty, doesn't really tell the story because I've never felt that we were going to score.
Yeah, I know. I can remember maybe 3. I don't know. I remember the Billy Sharp one when he got put through. I remember the I don't know. Any other ones really.
Some sheep suggestions. Ollie
Yeah, I've seen them.
McBarney.
There's some pretty good ones.
Lease
And there's some more
Uset.
chicken ones as well. So we've just turned into a farm. We are
Yeah.
We are a farm.
It's Farmville, like you've never seen it before.
He's what's he doing? He's sneezing. He's blowing his nose. Anyway, I don't know where did you stop at? Offsides maybe. We'll go with offsides. Millwall have had 2 offsides. But anyway, I think we'll finish up there because we've got plenty of suggestions with these animals. As he drinks.
Oh, right, yeah. You want me to fill?
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, true.
Connor Halrahan, by the way, is absolute genius.
We're getting there. We've got quite a few, haven't we? So we'll go down. We've got Paul with Robin Olshen.
Oh, that is foul.
Ollie McBarney.
For the sheep, we're going back and forth.
Yeah, we're going back and forth. Yeah. EKG with Lease you say.
Yeah, that works because of a U.
Not bad. Yeah. Because sheep.
Because sheep.
Because sheep. We've got Ian with Illiman chicken.
It's terrible.
Chicken die.
It's absolutely awful.
Chef Paul Savisa Yoke Anovich.
I think we need to make an Illiman chicken die graphic because that one's the worst ones are the ones we latch onto.
I know. Is so. And as Boo correctly says, we're in a farmers league.
Absolute farmers league. Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, the teams are back out as we look to start the second half.
Oh, so that is no way to talk about Johnny. Yeah, we are hopefully going to be level, probably in the background / foreground. But I can't have you being 10 seconds ahead because it makes my commentary completely redundant. But we are going to kick off this second half shooting as we always want to, and as is a good sign towards the COP ends. Ben Osborne. That just ties them all up. Right, we've kicked off. We don't have a kickoff for the second half graphic, which I keep saying every game in the hope that you'll one day get the hint. We're at 45-13. If you want to try and get level with us, tell me.
Morgan gives White with a shot
You're
from
ahead.
the edge of the box.
Great.
I'm at 45-30.
All right. It's been worse. Ollie McSheepy. Who's that meant to be?
I'm guessing it's Ollie McBurney.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's terrible. If I have to ask who it is, it probably doesn't work. That one's good.
Those are the best ones. Those are the best ones, though.
Colin has come up with some of my favourites. Right, we're in the second half. It's 1-1. Millwall already continuing to launch the ball long with 𝐍𝐸𝐍 as they did in the first half. They did none of that tiki-taka, pitter-patter passing around in their own box. And we stopped it after we went a goal down, which is really encouraging to see because I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan of saying I like it being launched long because that's a 50-50 when it's launched long. But I don't like the ball playing back and forth between a keeper and a defender because that doesn't help anyone.
Yeah. It's you never feel confident when players do that. United win the free kick and it goes back to Olsen. It'll be interesting to see.
Gibbs White, very good.
Steve York is just incredible, isn't he?
Full stop. He's just incredible. Chocolate
Chef
Gibbs
Paul's,
White.
Chef Paul's come back with a good one.
Ili Lamdai. That works.
Ili Lamdai.
Yeah.
Chocolate Gibbs White. I don't really know where that's going.
No, don't get that one.
Do you get the game?
Right, Blades have a chance to play it back and forth between each other. Almost a second poor pass to roll out for a throw-in on this left-hand side, which would be by the John Street side of the ground. And that attacking position, which was potentially on for the Blades, has resulted in Egan and Ben Davis passing it around between them. Ben Davis likes that long, searching ball, but on this occasion, it's going to drop to Malone or Maloney, who heads it back to 𝐍𝐸𝐍𝐶.
I don't really know what Billy Sharp was trying to do there.
Do you mean the one in the comments here who said chocolate Gibbs White or actual?
No,
Billy
I mean
Sharp?
actual Billy Sharp.
Right. We don't know that this isn't actual Billy Sharp. He's playing the game the way that he could be watching our watch along and typing at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. If we see him with his phone out, then
he's had weirder things. He's had weirder things down his pants during.
Yeah, true. Like what? The sock thing.
It's Mr. Socko. What did you just? Yep. Did you just destroy a table? That must have really hurt.
Yep, that hurt my finger. But style it out.
Penn Davis, excellent work.
Oh, I like that. Is Billy our goat? Get it?
Yeah, greatest of all time.
Well, I mean, they're not sheep, but
𝐍𝐸 Euster, double points for David, the man Morewood.
He is the man.
David, it doesn't say that you're still a member. What's going on? What's going on, buddy? I want you to get them. I want you to get the member benefits.
Same with Steve York, though.
Have they both cancelled?
No, have they? Right, so one, have they cancelled? Two, it's
two. We don't have a two, but we've got the one.
Two. Yeah, we don't really have a two. Who's down here? I think it's. Oh, no. Who is it? I don't know who that is. Is it
Ender Stevens? It's on this left-hand side. Looks to be absolutely fine. Maybe just a touch of wind knocked out of you. I'm not saying he's got a touch of wind.
He's got a touch of wind and he's gone down. Nice.
I mean, Strictly Shooting 777 has his own interpretation of how Ender is behaving, but we'll leave that one. So I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. We're on 49-15. It is 1-1. You can pause us. You can pause Facebook. We're also now broadcasting on Twitch. Just reading these names as they come through.
I know.
Jacko Cockrell is fantastic.
Adams is great.
Hendu Stevens. So Hender. Sorry, Hendu. Hender Steve Hens. Sorry, Adam, I've got a stinking cold. I am not quite on it.
Yeah. He's not on the ball.
I'm not on the ball. I need an early night and I need a blanket and something warm. But Adam's done really well there, though. I think 𝐍𝐸 Euster is my favourite. Yeah. So David and Steve, if you're not still members, you can, of course, rejoin because there's going to be quite a lot of stuff coming soon for members. In fact, just today, Nick was working on an exclusive interview, which you would get a week early. And it is with an absolute Blades legend who has got some very controversial comments.
Any hints?
2-footed tackle.
Leave it there. Leave it
there. We'll say no more.
Leave it there.
I think that look said it all. Right, the Blades on this left-hand side on 50-33, playing that ball around in the centre circle with John Egan, who likes to go back and forth with his own defenders rather than thump it long. He seems to be leaving those searching balls to Ben Davis. But he might change his mind now. And no, he doesn't. He plays it short again to John Fleck, who earlier in the first half decided to have a Norwood ping. On that occasion, though, gives the ball away, telegraphed pass, and Millwall, only with one player up in the box, will try and break. This is what they're going to do. Hit us on the counter-attack.
Ben Osborne. Well done,
brilliant defending. Ben Osborne managed to get back there and win that ball before a cross could come in.
Yeah, industrious as ever.
We are apparently on Twitch. Yes. Unless Nick forgot to do it, yeah.
According to the interwebs, we are on Twitch.
Yeah, so if you want to spread the Twitch word, that would be fantastic.
Brilliant.
We may have had a guess.
Morgan Gibbs White, brilliant tackle. Is that? I don't know who that is. I think it's Ballard.
Yeah, it was a wonderful challenge. Again, like two challenges in a row. The second one on Iliman and Dye, who then managed to spray that ball out wide to Ben Davis. Is it when he crossed along the face of goal? And it should be in! How? How is that not 2-1?
Again, you've got
Bogle.
Is it? No, it's not Bogle. Is it? I thought it was Didsey.
I thought it was Bogle on the line.
No. Comments, help us, please.
How is that not in? It was flashed across the face. Superb work down that left-hand side, just like we saw down the left with Ender Stevens in the previous game when he laid the ball off to Didsey for the winner. That should have been 2-1 Blades and would have been a perfect way to kickstart the second half. I thought that was a goal.
It was Didsey. Sam,
Didzy.
Adam,
Outrageous.
Uncle Albert.
Oh, David, no, my bank had a security alert and I've been saying payment declined. Oh, poo. Well, at least it doesn't mean you hate it. Sorry, a bit of a cold. Talk for a second.
Yep. At least it doesn't mean you hate us. You actually love us, really.
Thanks,
Really and
Bobby.
truly. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Akim Badbayesk. Yeah, I think it was Adi Akim Badbayesk. Now, ball again on that left-hand side. Another chance to cross the ball in. Biakovsky will get the save. Is it going to drop? No, it isn't. Again, brilliant clearance.
A lot of chances here, though.
This is much better second half. We've come out the traps, all guns blazing. Slav's had a word, and it has worked. They are defending like Trojans, these
Brilliant
Millwall players.
Brilliant turn from Bogle, but Malone does very well.
Superb turn, you're absolutely right. But he showed far too much of it to Malone.
Yeah, definitely. Fleck now. Trying to lob it over to Gibbs-White. No, that's not Illiman and that's Jayden Bogle still on the floor.
Oh, was that a penalty, Bobby? A dive. He's
dive.
Dive.
He's off.
A second booking.
He's
and
off.
This absolute madness.
Jayden
I thought that
Bogle's
was
still on the ground. He's off.
I thought that was a penalty.
Gibbs-White having to be held back.
I'll tell you what's nonsense here is if this is the Premier League, they review that and that'd be a penalty.
Obviously.
And
I don't
down to 10 men.
He's
not dived. He's not. I mean, we saw him dive against Derby, didn't we? So we know he's got a dive in him.
Whether it's a penalty or not is a different question. But I personally, that wasn't a dive for me. Whether it's a penalty or not is just I don't know. But then if he hasn't dived, then
he doesn't have to be booked. It's not always a dive or a penalty. You can get your feet caught.
Yellow if it's risky. The stretch has come out.
It's an absolute double whammy of disaster because you've got an injured player, you've got the blades all over Millwall and playing really good football, and now we'll have to change tactics. And he's absolutely furious. He's having a go at the fourth official. I don't know why. Fourth official didn't make that decision, but Morgan Gibbs-White absolutely furious. For me, that has ruined the game plan. It wasn't a dive. I thought it was a pen. I thought it was more of a penalty.
Right.
Than the penalty.
Yeah.
And it was Morgan Gibbs-White, by the way, who's been sent off.
Yeah, I was going to say quickly summarise because that was a big mess. That was a big mess. It was Fleck tried to lob it over to Morgan Gibbs-White. Morgan Gibbs-White went down. Penalty shouts. Jayden Bogle still on the ground. Jayden Bogle now limping off. You can only assume he'll be taken off because
Russ has actually said that he's seen it again and it was a dive, no touch from the Millwall player. That is disappointing. Do you know what
very disappointing, especially when he's on yellow.
We said, Bobby, at the Derby game, we were really disappointed in Morgan Gibbs-White for a shocking dive.
Yeah,
I'd like to see it again. To be honest, we're taking Russ's word for it, and Russ, I love you and I believe you, but I want to see it myself. Obviously, everyone would, just to be sure.
Adam as well is saying it's a dive. So I mean,
we are not getting a second view on Red Button, so there's no replays.
It's tough though. He was on a yellow, so
would he dive knowing he's on a yellow? That's the big question.
Chris Basham is on at right back for Jayden Bogle, by the way.
Bogle hasn't recovered from the knock. Or has he? I think he has.
No, he hasn't. It's Chris Basham.
Has he definitely gone off?
I think so. Yeah, it is.
I thought I saw Bogle still on the field, but you're right. He's gone off. So Bogle didn't recover. And Basham is on. So this is going to mean a change of formation, a change of tactics. Love Bash to bits. So this is great news.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Bash is playing right back. I think they're still going flat four. Then Fleck, Didzy, Ben Osborne, and Dye Sharp. I don't really know. Millwall have won it back here. Tom Bradshaw shoots. Good save from Olsen. Good stop. And now Basham looks to go on the counter.
Give it Bash the train. Choo-choo Basham.
Choo-choo Basham indeed. Did you ever finish that? There was a song.
Choo-choo Basham. Choo-choo Basham. I'll come back to it after this attack from Millwall on the right-hand side.
Jed Wallace wins the corner.
Yeah, they have won a corner.
Right,
From quarter pounders to launching counters.
Yeah, that's it. You've done
He's
well
all,
there, to be fair.
yeah, it's Choo Basham from launching counters to quarter pounders. He's all about passion.
Yeah.
It was the other way around, from quarter pounders to launching counters. It's a good song.
Choo Basham. Right.
But why dive? Why dive when you're on a yellow?
I know, but
ridiculous.
we've still got split debate here. As the ball's floated in, John Egan heads it out. John Fleck turns back on himself, wins a free kick though. Well done. We've still got divide in the comments, by the way. We've got people saying 100% a dive, people saying no dive, and then other people saying dive in. Well, even if it was or isn't.
If we lose this game, are we now blaming Morgan Gibbs-White? Because we were all over Millwall like a rash, coming out second half, really playing incisive and intelligent football, looking like, and really we should have been, 2-1 up. That 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐶 miss on the line, almost impossible.
Yeah, I know. It should be 2-1, and in different circumstances, maybe Morgan Gibbs-White doesn't go down if it was a dive.
I mean, I can't believe a professional footballer dives when he's on a booking already.
We've just got to be honest. It's disappointing, but
hugely. And now you'd expect Millwall to really force the issue. Although playing against 10 men isn't always easier. Blade's now still considering the kick out from the back to be beyond them. So it's the short clearance, which is Ben Davis from Olsen to try and launch things, but it's sloppy passing, and we can't afford to do that when we've got a man light. And Millwall will now try and get things going on this left-hand side. Malone, a very dangerous player, has been very busy today. Decent ball in, and they'll have a corner.
They have a corner. Millwall fans seem to be up for it. I don't know. It's a tough one. The games, it could go either way now, because it was starting to be majority Blades, but now Millwall probably back in it.
Don Berry with a decent Basham song. Basham needs a song, let's be honest. He's one of my favourites. It's incredible to think we're living in a time with Basham, 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐶 and Billy, three of the Blades fans' probably most favourite players over the last sort of 5 years. They're all playing at the same time. It's great. The Millwall corner was cleared not particularly convincingly initially by Ben Olsen. Then 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐶 tried to get a lump on it, and then the only man forward was Ben Osborne, and the pass was slightly astray. So Millwall will keep possession and play it back to 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐶. We're at the hour mark. It is 1-1. The second half that promised so much now going to be potentially a bit of a damp squib, because Morgan Gibbs-White was sent off for a second bookable offence. The first booking, a bit silly. The second one, debatable and questionable. And if he dived knowingly on a booking, it's inexcusable, and I would fine him 2 weeks' wages.
Definitely.
If you can you find a lone player?
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, it's never happened to me in Football Manager, so
Exactly, it's never happened to me in Football Manager, so that was all I was basing it on.
Yeah, I know. I knew
exactly
you were. I knew exactly. Floated over the top. Tom Bradshaw does actually keep it in. It's gone in. Basham's done well.
How did he keep that in?
I don't know who that is. I think it's Wallace. I don't know. Couldn't tell.
Yeah,
maybe it was Wallace out wide.
A potential there for Millwall to keep something alive that should have gone out, but Bradshaw did extremely well to keep that alive, and the Blades are going to have to be alive to these opportunities that Millwall will create now that they've got that extra man advantage.
Definitely. It's going to be interesting to see how the game pans out.
It's not going to be as interesting, Bobby. I tell you now, without that sending off, the Blades win. It is
interesting, but you know what I mean? It is interesting because, it could go either way, but it won't be because it's a 10-men team versus 11.
We've said in the first half, Ben Olsen needs a trick. He needs to work on something.
Misses.
It was Leonard who dallied, who messed about with it. Billy ended up getting that ricochet, and I think snatched at it a little bit.
I don't know what he was doing there, though, because he was doing like kick-uppies.
What was Ryan Leonard doing? That's what you're referencing. Ryan Leonard, the former Blade, who was signed for, I think, 700,000 and sold for 700,000. And another question from Steve, a good one. Who plays when Morgan Gibbs-White is banned? You'd probably start Iliman Ndiaye in that position, maybe out wide right. He has played there before. He did against Southampton. Might be an opportunity for Norwood and Fleck to play in the middle. Might be an opportunity for 𝐍𝐸𝐫𝐶 or Hourahan if he can get back into Slav's good books after being substituted first half.
I mean, the fact 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐸 is not on the bench is a bit surprising, but is what it is. If you've got Nord on the bench, then you can't really do much, can you?
Yeah, and the same with Brewster not involved in the squad either.
Yeah,
and we know
exactly.
that it won't be personal with Slav. I mean, he loves 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. That's his guy. So leaving him out. Brewster, of course, another option that could come in and replace.
Yeah, definitely.
Morgan 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐻𝐍.
We saw him against Hull on that right side. So could be an option.
Yeah, I didn't rate him in that game particularly, but
I mean neither, but
could play there. He is your fox in your box striker, and that's really where we need to be playing him if we're going to get the best out of him. He needs to get confidence
in behind now, cuts it into Ojo. He's got to do better there. And Osborne takes it out. He's really got to do better there.
Ojo leaning back, took his eye off the ball, but could have just steered that right into the top corner. And that could easily have been 2-1 to the away side in a match that the Blades will have only themselves to blame if they don't win.
Choo Basham now on this right side has Illiman and Dye out with him.
I love seeing Bash back in this team. Love it.
Yeah. Attacking Bash as well.
Basham and Dye linking up nicely. That's something that they won't have done too much before. The only time they played together before was against Southampton. I believe when they actually both started together. I don't think they've started. I know Bash didn't start this one, but I don't think they've ever started a game together.
No, I don't think so. I think Bash played that Leicester game when Ndiaye came on, but again, Ndiaye didn't start, did he? That was the Hecky times, which, looking back on, he did improve the side quite well towards the end of the season. Ball over the top, trying to find Billy Sharp, but Ballard again. Quality.
He's been everywhere. It is a signing that needs to be made. Harry Souttar caught a lot of eyes for Stoke in the previous match, and Ballard is catching a lot of eyes in this one from a kind of let's be sneaky and have a look at potential January transfers kind of tip. But Millwall fans telling us that he is a Lion through and through, even though he's on loan from Arsenal. It's believable. They're all in London.
Yeah, I know, it's true. It is true.
Yeah, an academy player, Brandon. That's a really good shout. There are several who are making waves at the moment. I mean, of all the academy players, I know it's one that's already seen first-team football, but Regan Slater, for me, is ready.
Yeah, I think so. And it'd be interesting to see how he'd do if he got that first-team opportunity. Malone doing very well, cutting inside.
Corner.
Deflection from Basham, and it's a corner.
Well, I heard from reports yesterday in the Hull game in the under-23s that Regan Slater stood out and was from one report, was clearly the one who played the most senior football. Yeah,
I mean, it's quite weird to think, actually. He's playing against Hull's academy side, and he was playing for them last year.
Yeah, and he scored against the academy side when he was playing for the first team last season. It is crazy, and he'd be in their first team if he'd been allowed to move.
I know.
Steve York with a song for Basham, I like a lot. Millwall's corner comes in, really good header, could have easily gone in.
Good header.
Oh, it was one of those heart in the mouth. By the way, Steve's song is knock, knock, knocking on your door. Ring, 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 Slav's bell. It's quite hard to get it all in. That's what she said. But no, decent shout, Steve. It's back to the drawing board, I think, for a Basham song. To be honest, we're one apiece. I really do feel, Blades, that without Morgan Gibbs-White getting sent off, we are already sitting on a 2-1 Blades scoreline at the moment. It was just wall-to-wall attack for United, and such a silly decision. Either the wrong decision from the referee, which I want to say, or from Morgan Gibbs-White for diving, which we don't want to see. And it's not really a Blades trait, is it? He'll have got that from Wolves. It's not something that we do.
Yeah, I know. I think that is just the Premier League culture now, really, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Norwood's on. What's happened?
Oliver Norwood is on. Not necessarily the change I'd have made, but perhaps Slav feels like he needs to take control of this game in another way. So Fleck is still on. So we've got a midfield at the moment of Iliman and Dye, Fleck, Norwood. 𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐻𝐍 has gone off, I believe.
𝐍𝐸𝐸𝐻𝐍.
So that's where the
correct.
change. Russ has actually sent me a DM of the red card. I would check it. I would check myself before I wreck myself.
Ice Cube?
Yes. Yeah. That's the smallest video on earth. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a dive.
It's a dive. Oh, God. I mean, Yeah, it's disappointing, really and truly.
I want to see it from another angle. Hang on. I feel like I should be uploading this.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say it would be great for the stream.
It would. I've no idea how to save it.
Yeah, true. I don't think you can on a
From a
computer.
DM. I don't think I can. So yeah, I've seen it again, and it looks like a dive, and not good.
I don't even know what happened there, but
yeah, if you are just joining us, for some people aren't watching the screen and they use us almost like their radio commentary, I don't want to leave them out of the loop here. So
yeah, I know.
58th minute, ball crossed in on that left-hand side by the Blades, which was a terrible cross. But unlike 𝐍𝐸, it didn't fly into the back of the net. It literally went onto the roof of the 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐶 net. 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐶 now is about to take a goal kick and will look to not play it short, as the Blades have been doing, but will fire it long. They've got enough big boys in there to win every header 10 times out of 11. And Millwall do keep possession. I'm not sure that's the saying 10 times out of 11, but...
no, it isn't. It isn't, but...
You get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a shame to see that back, and thank you very much, Russ, for sending that to me. It does look like it was. I think. I'll be honest. No, I'll be kind. Morgan Gibbs-White saw a challenge coming and preempted it, and went down before the challenge came. Probably the way I'd put it.
So do you reckon if he waits, he might actually get contact?
Yeah, I think. Well, not so much that. I think that the challenge from Malone. I think it was Malone who's been involved in everything. Just missed him by about sort of that much, but it missed him. Whether he went down or not, it missed him. So actually, he shouldn't have done anything. He should have seen that challenge could not have hit him, and always wait till you get contact before you go down, particularly when you're on a booking. Will, lovely to hear that we've been keeping you going during the COVID times. Absolutely. Yeah, we're trying to do our very best from what we can do. It's a small thing, but being able to bring these is for us, the least we can do. Millwall with a chance. Header from Bradshaw, which was on that right-hand side. I think he was offside.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one for him, though, even if he is onside, kind of leaning back, trying to get
muscles.
Pigeon movements. It's hard.
Just noticed your neck is a lot longer than mine, Bobby.
Yeah, but I know. If I extend it, it's quite long, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never noticed that before. I've not got a lot of net going on. I have got a lot of Adam's apple, though, so I'm not going to turn sideways because my wife thinks my Adam's apple is disgusting.
Nice.
And that was nice play as well from John Egan. Just loop the ball, Ben Davies to loop the ball over the defender and find Ender Stevens. I think those two could kind of get some nice partnership going on.
Scott is lighting the mood.
Pigs losing to Cambridge, which is a university, not even a football team. So that's incredible. Probably losing at the boat race.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, do Sheffield compete in this boat race?
Yeah, the Cambridge-Sheffield boat race. I'd watch that. I don't care about Oxford.
Yeah, true.
I'm going to shock you here, Bobby. I didn't go to either of those.
Right, okay, right.
I'm not an established alum of those fine institutions. Are you going to go to university?
That's the plan. I don't think Cambridge is on the list, but I mean, we can always hope.
You're cleverer than me. Right, we're on 70 minutes and 56, so 70 and change, with Millwall passing the ball around between themselves. They are very happy to keep the ball. Cooper has been brilliant at the back. Ballard has been brilliant at the back. Hutchinson has been brilliant at the back. They have dealt with everything. Had it not been a penalty, it doesn't look like United had enough. Apart from that on-the-line miss from David McGoldrick. Overall, how did you rate 𝐍𝐸𝐻𝐶's performance today?
I think purely because he missed two massive chances, he's not going to be up there. Did he affect the game as much as he did on maybe Saturday when he came on? No, not at all. But I mean, yeah, a bit disappointing. But we'll leave it to fans react. I don't actually know who's on ratings this week.
It's Robert who joined us at the start of the game.
Robert, you've got a task on your hands, sir.
You have, my friend. Absolutely. I have to say, one of the easier ones to rate will be Conor Harahan. If you are just joining us, Conor Harahan left the game in the 37th minute, had been completely ineffective. He was a bystander and a passenger, and unfortunately didn't get that stranglehold on the game that we were very much hoping for, because I think we all know there's a quality player in there with great technique.
stats man Adam with those stats. 4 of the last 6 have been drawn versus Millwall at Bramwell Lane. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and it's never been 0-0 in 57 meetings. So we already know that. We knew that wasn't going to happen from kickoff.
Adam has also said it may not be Robert. So do we know who's confirmed on ratings?
Oh, it must have been Robert said, I can't do it, which he did last game as well. I reckon we're going to have to kick him off, you know.
Yeah, we should.
All right, here's the Blades attacking on this left-hand side, but cutting in to the substitute, Oliver Norwood, who then going to fire that ball back out to Ben Osborne, and Norwood will see it again, thinks about the ping movement, thinks about giving it to Fleck, who tries to float that ball over the top.
Did you see the crowd going mental at him?
Billy didn't want that ball played like that at all. We're on 73, bang on, and it's 1-1. You can pause us if we are ahead, and hopefully just get level once you've done it once. You'll be good. Robert said, my stream cut out after that Millwall goal. Unbelievable, Jeff.
Basham winning the header in the box. Malone was trying to get onto a Jed Wallace cross, but Millwall collect again.
I thought there was a foul in there. Referee, I think, considered
it. Same I did, but Wallace loses the ball. Industrious Ben Osborne takes it out. Illiman and Die now trying to take it into the Millwall half. A brilliant tackle. I don't know who that was. That might have been George Evans. Brilliant tackle, though.
Yeah, it was George Evans, and gets that ball back again. Matthew Donoghue, the referee for today, thought about giving a foul and didn't. And now Millwall will be the beneficiaries of that because the play is going to continue on.
Wow.
I think this occasion he will give the free kick. Not one I tend to agree with. I'm with you on that. And Oliver Norwood absolutely furious, and it's really remonstrating with a referee who is card happy. So I would keep quiet.
Yeah, because referees like dissent these days. Really,
this ref
going off.
He's not been good. This referee today. He doesn't show too many red cards. Bizarrely, I was actually reading about his stats before. I think he's only showed 19 reds in his entire championship career.
I don't know. I mean, Nick was right to react, wasn't he?
Yes, well, he does to literally every referee's name, I say, because Nick never knows the name of a single referee.
Number 10. Do you know who number 10 is for Millwall? I have a feeling it's Smithy Boy.
Smithy Boy is correct. Matt Smith is number 10 for Millwall. Also, very dangerous player.
That was for Tom Bradshaw. 𝐍𝐨𝐫𝐝𝐸 is also going off here.
18 reds, by the way. I wasn't far off. Just double check. This ref has only ever given, including tonight, 18 red cards in his entire career, and that is in every league he's ever refereed.
23, 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐵 has come on for 𝐍𝐨𝐫𝐝𝐸. So that's 2 strikers that have just come onto the pitch for Millwall.
That's 133 games, by the way.
19 reds.
18
reds.
So we have been very unlucky. This guy does not like giving red cards, clearly, in 133 games. So let's get a chance for the Blades now to break. It hasn't looked like it since going that man down that United have actually seen the way to create a clear-cut chance. It's been very bitty, very few, very far between. But Illiman and Die loses possession there. And usually when he loses possession, what does he like to do?
He just sprints like he's killed someone, but... not this time round. He had Norwood there anyway, but yeah.
Can we find a better way of describing that?
Well, yeah. I mean, he just there actually isn't. He just chases.
Yeah, I prefer he just chases.
He just chases. Okay. He just chases.
Actually, Adam says that's 1 red every 7 games. That's a lot.
Oh, so that is quite a lot.
I mean, when you put it like that, Adam, it is actually quite a lot. I thought saying 18 reds in 133 games just sounds like not a lot. It's weird, isn't it? Numbers, eh?
I'm also going to put you on the spot here, Al. Earlier on, we got a comment from Junior saying, fellas, about the new Brazilian boy. Good for us. What do you think?
Yeah, 17 years old. Fernandinho is his name. He's a striker. And he came through the Elite Academy, who have also provided us with Reece Norrington-Davis and Carlin Grant, who's a youth player for the Blades, centre-back. This guy has apparently got everything in his locker and was being looked at by a number of Premier League clubs. So it's a very exciting signing. It's the first ever, I believe, Statsman Animal, correct me if I'm wrong, Brazilian to play for the Blades. And if you're wondering why we're yakking about this now, it's because there's been a break in play and literally nothing is happening. So, who knows if he'll ever make the first team, but Blades signing Brazilians, it's like a game of Football Manager when work permits have been removed.
I was going to say, next wonder kid from, I was going to say from like Sao Paulo, but he hasn't come from there, has he?
I actually don't know which part of Brazil he is from.
𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐵 now driving at John Egan out wide. He's done well. 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐵 cuts it back. Touch from George Saville. Oof.
What a bit of defending that was by the Blades. It was Ben Davies who got his boot in. Otherwise, Saville was about to make that 2-1, and now United can break.
Blades on the counter-attack. Iliman Ndiaye receives it.
Go on, Iliman. Go on. Oh, that is one of the saves of the game, if not the season. Marcelo, by the way, was Brazilian-born, but chose to have Portuguese nationality. That's actually the reason we were able to sign Marcelo. So, you can't have. Can we
just appreciate that save?
𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐵 with the one hand pushing it over the bar. It is a corner to the Blades. I was watching video clips with my nephew of Iliman Ndiaye taking shots from distance today. He has been practicing shooting since he was born, so the guy knows how to shoot, and that was a really, really good save.
Corner being whipped in now from Norwood.
On this right
hand
side.
Beat the first man.
Got to do better than that.
Surprise.
Don't you start. We're all about positivity on this channel.
Turn into Nick.
Yeah, you're as bad as Nick. I'm the happy clapper, and I suppose if you want to be Nick, then you can have a go.
Be Nick. I really don't want to be Nick. Basham out wide.
Go on, Bash.
Gets flicked. And now Jed Wallace is on the break. He's got 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐵 out wide. He's open. 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐵's open. He's dragged wide. He's got Ben Davies one-on-one. He's done well. Malone. What a challenge from Ender Stevens.
Ender Stevens. What a last-ditch challenge. Malone was about to pull the trigger. That left foot came back. He was about to shoot. And Ender said, "You shall not pass," and threw himself in front of it. Knew he was going to get hurt. Did not care. Fantastic. Oliver Norwood, though, terrible set piece, which is what led to the chance. And you can't hit a weak corner like that when everyone is committed forward and you've got one less player. It's got to be better than that.
Definitely, 100%. Like Chef Ball said here, defending is desperate but excellent. It has been.
Yeah, and by the way, Will asking about you lads watching the Blackpool game. Is there a game on at the moment, or are you asking if I am going to the Sheffield United game against Blackpool? If that's what you're wondering.
Right. I mean, I don't know if they're Blackpool playing at the moment, but okay. Ross has just updated us. Pigs have scored, so just to dampen the mood even more, as Hal blows his nose, it is currently 1-1 at the Cambridge-Sheffield thing.
Right, here's a chance for United.
Referee!
Ndiaye is pushed over. That is the most blatant foul you will see from Cooper.
Oh my God, Jed Wallace has just played in 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐵. Oh, he's got to score. What is going on?
This is outrageous. This is absolutely outrageous. That should be a free kick to United.
Who's just been booked? Has that been Norwood?
I think it might be Olsen or Norwood. But that's not dissent. This referee who's made a mistake. It wasn't a dive because you could literally see
he physically pushed him.
Yeah, poor from the ref there.
This game is something else. 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐵 though, it is Basham who's at that right back spot. 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐵's been open every time since he's been on. So
he's dragged it, hasn't he? Absolutely dragged it. 𝐍𝐸𝐽𝐵. And I think he's a better finisher than that. So the Blades might have got away with one there. But 10 men, we're defending like Trojans at times. A lot of it is very desperate. But this referee has been poor.
Very poor. Very poor. And I'm sure Nick will bring that up in his match reaction, which you'll see after this watch along.
Matthew Donoghue is the referee's name. He last took charge of our 4-0 hammering at the Hawthorns earlier this season, a game also on Sky. This match is on Sky Sports Football on the red button. If you're wondering how we're watching it, we're on 82.15. It is Sheffield United 1, Millwall 1. You can join us on YouTube, Facebook, and we're also now streaming on Twitch, kids.
Because we're
Indeed
cool.
Well, you are, Bobby. I'm pushing 40, but traditional YouTube influencers are more your age than mine.
That is very true.
I was chatting though to Thogden and Thogdad.
Yeah,
were trying to give us advice for how to grow the channel. I'll tell you what was very cool was they knew who we were when we arrived, which I liked. And Don Robbie came over as well to us.
Yeah,
which I really liked.
Don Robbie's top, isn't he?
Yeah,
flex through, plays it into Billy Sharp. Oh, that's a corner.
Oh, it was rolling.
It's a corner. It's been given a corner.
It's definitely a corner.
Wow.
The Millwall players are furious that that's been given as a corner, but that was just trickle. It was an outstretched leg. I'm not exactly sure who from, but by the sounds of this, a Millwall player. But Billy stuck his leg out in the box, and it was drifting towards that left-hand post as we look at it, and that means the corner is on the left-hand side. At the Kop end, we need a better delivery from Oliver Norwood on this occasion. 83-33. Can this be?
What's happened there?
Referee's given
Iliman Ndiaye has nodded it into the net.
Iliman Ndiaye has just scored, and the referee has brought it back.
Ben Davis, I think. And
this ref.
Ben Davis and Jake Cooper.
So the Blades have just scored, and this ref has managed to bring it back. Unreal.
Much better delivery from Norwood, though.
Yeah, but
let's see if he can repeat it. He does it again, but no one's in the centre. I think that was John Egan lurking, but with
it's a good delivery.
Big Millwall men, and you can't just leave that middle open.
I've got to say that was the exact same delivery, and yet you're right. No one, the players weren't in the same position as they were the first time. It's just so frustrating. Little things like that. What do they work on with set pieces? And here's Millwall looking to break as we approach the final minutes of this game. As it's crossed in, another chance at that far post, and do I not like this?
Another brilliant chance. Afobe knocks it down. Wallace tries a Di Canio. What a save! Oh, how has that not gone in?
It's a wonder save from Olsen, and then it falls at the death. I think there might have been... Was there a whistle? Because that's a miss.
I don't know, but Robin Olsen's trying to play it quickly. But, wow.
That is a miss. I think it was Bennett who missed from...
Mason Bennett, yeah.
2 yards, Mason Bennett?
Returning from injury, Mason Bennett. I mean, how many sitters have been missed in this game?
For both. The miss, I think, though, from Didsey will go down as the worst miss of the season.
I think so. And Mason Bennett
well played.
drives.
Let's give praise where praise is due. If Olsen was at fault for the opener for Millwall, he's redeemed himself there.
Comfortably takes it there as well. So he's done well. Basham now.
A decent shot there if you are just joining us from Bennett. Mason Bennett's had 2 chances to have this game sewn up for Millwall. And you'd expect that with 10 men, but the Blades have looked like they can be opened up quite easily, even with 11 men this season. Always going to concede a goal. This just seems to be the way we are now. Our defence was something that was so porous. It was something that we were so proud of, and something that you could really guarantee was that if it was United that managed to keep it in the nil column, we could always get one at the other end, but that's not the case now.
Fleck receives it, driving into the Millwall half, finds Iliman Ndiaye out wide. He can drive 1-on-1 at Jake Cooper, cuts in, Iliman
Ndiaye does one trick too many, and then Basham comes in like a freight train on Mason Bennett.
As ever.
And Choo Basham just chewed the legs. So that is a free kick. The referee's been poor today, Matthew Donoghue. He'll look back on this one. He'll probably get assessed as well, and I think one or two things will be pulled up. There was a mistake, of course, in that Derby game, which we keep referencing. Referee there as well, and we've seen errors in the Bournemouth game also with the penalty, which never was.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly.
And they're costly. They're costly errors that these referees are making.
Matt Smith.
Oh, it's a header that goes just over the bar, and I don't think anyone else is going to win that apart from 6'9" if he's a day, Matt Smith. But who are you blaming if this finishes 1-1? Are you pointing the fingers at Morgan Gibbs-White?
It's hard. It's hard to. But I think anyone, if you were going to point fingers at anyone in this Blaze team, I think it's got to be. I think, the sort of player he is, you've got to have that discipline to, realise you're on a yellow if you're going to even try and attempt to dive.
Wait for contact. Or I know it's not always something that people want because it's going to hurt you, but wait for contact. And if contact doesn't come, take that ball down and have a shot.
Exactly.
But possession, it's just possession again. Possession for possession's sake seems to be the season motto. And I'd rather we had 20% of possession, like Leicester City when they won the Premier League, and just took the 2 or 3 chances that we don't seem to be able to take. We've had gilt-edged chance in this game where 𝐍𝐸 missed on the line, and I still don't know how he did that.
He'd have to be the next one that gets fingers pointed as the ball comes in by Element and Die. Billy Sharp. No, it wasn't Billy Sharp. It was Fleck.
Isn't that football though? Just summed up, from hero 𝐍𝐸 in the previous game,
I know,
to missing a chance here. And if he scores in this one, imagine that. I mean, he'd be starting every game for the rest of the season. Even though you'd say he couldn't miss, well, somehow he did. I'd need to see it again. Obviously, we haven't got replays.
There's actually been a corner one from that chance from Fleck. I don't know how, but we've got the corner. Norwood bring the ball in. Element and Die nods it back in, but I think that was I don't know who that is. I think that's Matt Smith. I'm not sure though. I don't think
players though like Fleck throwing himself at everything, just trying to win this game for United. And Ender Stevens,
you can see there's passion there. You can see the passion there, but there's just something that's not. Whether it is just 10 men, there is just something that's not going right.
Yeah, and Jake Cooper there, just superb, winning that ball back. And Mason Bennett does brilliantly as well when he's got that break on. And Wallace, the man who scored.
The ball in, but cleared.
Well, it's good positioning. I think it's easy to say simple clearance from Ben Davies, but he gets in the right position. Ben Davies just knows where to be.
His footballing IQ is very high, and you can tell it's very high.
Yeah, he's going to be a miss if he does not stay at United. I don't think he'll go back in January. No chance of that. But I think he won't sign permanently. I think Liverpool will want to take another look at him.
Yeah, ball floated over. Billy Sharp chasing, but Ballard very composed, very very composed.
Yeah, it's often that you spot a man of the match for an opposition team because you're normally just looking at your own. I would think 6 or so minutes to be added on in this one is going to be quite a bit. This game's got twists and turns.
Yeah, definitely. There was a few breaks in between play in this one, whether it was injuries, whether it was red card, whether it was dissent. But still, minutes for the Blades to try and get that winner. Yeah.
Lambie asking what the score is. I mean, maybe we haven't got it big enough on screen, but it is.
Yeah, I don't think so.
1-1. Make it bigger, Bobby. He's having a go at you there.
I will try. I don't think you can, but
no, that's as big as it can go. As I've often said. Right, I would imagine
that is what she said.
I would imagine we are going to see another 5 minutes of this game. I do think there is still a story to be told in this one as well. This game not over yet.
Definitely not. Floated ball, looking for Smith, the target man. I think that is just their tactic. They've got a phobie.
Winning
Jeff Wallace kind of
flick-ons. Yeah, so it'll be flick-on from Smith, looking for that run from a phobie. 6 minutes added time. We are already in the 92nd minute.
Yeah, 92nd minute. Mason Bennett out left, puts the ball in, trying to find a phobie, but Ben Davies again, right place at the right time, and George Saville can collect.
I'm not enjoying the fact that it's all Millwall and they're pressing at the end.
Jake Cooper strikes. Oh my God, what a goal. Jake Cooper.
We said in the preview how Jake Cooper scores late on at Bramall Lane, and he's done it again 92nd minute. It's a left-footed wonder strike from the edge of the box. And Millwall have a 2-1 lead. And I have to say, without the red card, I do not see that coming because the Blades came out second half so strong. But that's game over, surely.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Gutting, absolutely gutting. I said before, just to my family, I was chatting to my mum and my sister before, that if we lose this game, I think that would say to me we're officially too inconsistent to get promotion this season. It would win, loss, win. You can't have that. You can't. You need. You're going to get too far behind. If Stoke had beaten us, they'd have been 9 points ahead in the previous game.
It's and I mean, since the red card, it probably has been Millwall the most likely to score. Bringing on another 2 strikers, as well as Mason Bennett out wide. They were looking dangerous, and
well, they got the subs right, didn't they?
In fact, but if we think about it, it wasn't even the subs. It was Jake Cooper who just wellied it.
Yeah, it was. But I think they're throwing on Matt Smith is always going to cause massive mayhem in the back, and I think Norwood probably wasn't the right sub for Sheffield United when we were looking to try and nick a winner.
Exactly.
If he'd taken if that corner had stood where Ndiaye nodded it in, I wouldn't obviously be saying that. So maybe I'm being a bit harsh.
Again, you can't blame Olsen there. Olsen had no chance, as Paul said.
No, absolutely no chance. I might blame him for the first one, but I'm definitely not blaming him for the second. Referee's been really poor. Morgan Gibbs-White's let the side down with his nonsense. Didsy's missed a sitter on the line, which I'll never know how he's missed it. But the red cards changed the game because United were flying at that point. And here they sit looking at a really disappointing defeat. And I think we could come back and look at this one at the end of the season and say, yeah, that was when we started to realise that promotion wasn't going to happen.
Definitely. Norwood with the ball in, cleared, and a foul has been given on the goalkeeper.
He's overprotected 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐿𝐶 there.
Yeah.
Not for me that. But thank you, by the way, for those saying they've enjoyed the commentary. This is Bobby's first in the foreground watch-along that he's joined with me. As ever, because it's a Sky game, we're going to be reporting on a defeat.
Yeah. And
apart from Hull.
Apart from Hull, but I mean, it's Hull. So
it's few and far between, isn't it? If you look at the watch-alongs we've done,
can't read into it.
How many defeats have there been?
Too many.
Far too many.
I mean, imagine if you were doing a watch-along for the Man United game last season away.
Scenes. If it actually had been doing that, I think I remember telling you my toilet.
You did say.
Yeah, started to leak through the ceiling. And we had just the most disgusting water coming through the ceiling down into the sitting room, and I wasn't actually able to enjoy that game at all because I was just cleaning and mopping up water and trying to turn off the water to the house. Yeah. Horrendous night.
John Egan has joined.
He's up front. John Egan is doing a Chris Morgan. It's all backs to the wall for Millwall. Not just a clever name. And the Blades are throwing everything forward, but there's only 30 seconds left. This game is about to be all she wrote. It's going to be taking something quite extraordinary to get a point out of this game.
Mason Bennett.
That's a foul, surely.
It's and he's played on, and Millwall play it into Jed Wallace, who's offside.
Terrible decision to play that pass there for Millwall.
Awful. And now Norwood has been given a yellow card for dissent.
They could absolutely. By the way, Bobby's not wearing a Barnsley shirt. I promise you that.
I'm not wearing a Barnsley shirt.
They could have. They could have wrapped it up there and made it 3-1. Absolutely gutted. Definitely. I thought Ndiaye was fouled in the build-up.
100%.
I think he's twice been fouled in potentially crucial situations. One which would have been a free kick right on the edge of the area. Could have changed the game for the Blades. It's been absolutely shocking referee performance. Was possibly the worst, and I thought Keith Stroud was bad.
A very bad refereeing tonight. But
well, he's witnessed 2 defeats, this ref, for us. I mean, this one's going to go down as a must-win game, I think, when you look at it beforehand, because of the kind of run we need to go on to get into the promotion places. And we will look back at it and say that it's 3 points dropped.
Massive 3 points as well. Jake Cooper clears it, and
who else?
You got to think
What a signing he would have been for the Blades. I know Chris Wilder was interested in Jake Cooper. He scored in the 92nd minute. He scored in the 94th last time we played at Bramall Lane. I know we have played Millwall again since then in the Cup. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Full time. It's finished. 2-1 to Millwall. I am absolutely gutted. Absolutely gutted with that. I really do think we're going to look at this as a pivotal moment. It took a penalty to get a goal in this game.
Yeah. Again,
we can't keep relying on penalties. Got to look a lot more attack-minded. We're toothless in attack. It's no good having, like you said in the stats, like 69% possession, whatever it was. There's no point. I'm sick of saying we've always got 60+% possession because we look absolutely devoid of ideas in the final third. Bobby, give me your final thoughts on that.
Final thoughts. Well, it's a disappointing result, isn't it? It's some dodgy refereeing decisions. We've got to be honest. And another ref, I don't know, maybe it's a different story, but it's the here and now. And Millwall have won 2-1 away from home at Bramall Lane. That's all there is to it, really. And it's 3 points dropped.
It really is. I couldn't have put it better myself, so I won't even attempt to. It's all over. Bobby, I think you've done a sterling job. I really, really appreciate it. Statsman Adam, you watch out, son. You watch out. Because we've got a superstar in the making here. Do follow Bobby. Bobby, where can people follow you?
You can find me on Twitter, Bobby Noakes. I don't actually know how many S's there is on the end. But just type in Bobby and Noakes and you'll find me. I'm also on Instagram. It's a bit more complicated for my designs account, so I won't spare you the hassle. But follow my Twitter, please, because I'm very active on there.
Awful promotion. If you're interested, 60% possession for the Blades, 40% quick maths for Millwall. Both sides had 12 shots. Millwall had more on target with 5. The Blades only managing 3 on target, including a penalty. The Blades had 5 corners to Millwall's 4. And Millwall committed 13 fouls to the Blades, 11. So whilst I wouldn't ask Bobby to make stats at this short notice, I have just looked those up. So that is Bobby getting a contract now. I mean, we do all this pretty much out of the goodness of our hearts, except for those who are members. And if you would like to be a member, hit join next to subscribe on YouTube. And also coming soon, I am working on this, by the way, Bobby. I'm trying to convince Nick, and he's in. Right. We just need to pick a date, do something for a charity stream.
Charity stream. That would be incredible.
It would be. That's what I want to do, like a kind of 4-hour marathon, something like that, to raise money for a worthwhile cause. So do let us know on Twitter a worthwhile cause that you think would be something we should raise money for. I've got a few ideas myself, but I'm always open at Sheffield United Way. Bobby, thank you very much for this evening.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And we'll be back next time. Nick is back later tonight with his match reaction.